don't know. Yeah, it says there's no issues on my side, so that's really weird. Huh. You'll have to tell me if it worked or not, because mine says it's fine. Do refresh. You might have to click on a new version. Refreshing usually doesn't work on YouTube. If I start a new stream, it's a new stream, quote unquote. I can't just refresh it and continue like I can on Twitch. So you'll have to like back out and click the new one. That's why I really do prefer YouTube or Twitch over YouTube for streaming, but alas. One of those things. Live, let's see. Let's delete that one. There. Exit out of that. And pull the chat up for this stream since it's a new stream. Because it doesn't let me connect to the chat unless I pull up the new stream. Puff. It fixed it? Yeah, I guess I don't know what was wrong with the other YouTube stream, but there's the new one now. So ads will be all over the place, I'm afraid, but there you go. Thank you for letting me know because I was watching it just fine, so I don't know what was wrong with it. Who knows? Fixed now. Open my YouTube app and it says it's offline still. Well, Toxie said it's working now, so you probably have to refresh a couple times. Who knows? It's YouTube. It's about the best I could do. Alright, let's go check inscription. Opie just rushed to Ukta. What? What are you trying to say, bro? I do not speak that language, I'm afraid. Went back to YouTube homepage, found the new one. Yeah, you have to find the new stream, unfortunately. Glad it worked, though. It's not like Twitch. Rome, are you sleepy? For technology, indeed. It's thundering hard over here. It scared me. I'm sorry, Isaac. Good old thunderstorms. And thank you for the Prime to a Tier 1 sub convert. I appreciate it. It doesn't announce it for some reason when people upgrade from Prime to a regular sub. I wish it did, but it doesn't. I mean, it says it in the little thing, but the reader doesn't, you know, the announcer doesn't pick it up for some reason. Alright, let's see here. So, I need to check. I didn't check Kulturas. Good thing I looked because there is a recipe. Yay! It's recipe day. We got one here in Legion and we're gonna get one in Storm's Wake. Finally! Finally some progress. Let's see, what do you want there? I can stop tracking that now, please. You can go away. It's fine. It probably wants... How many do you want? Doesn't say, it just has a bar. Man, the tooltips are all whacked. It drives me crazy. Anyway. Hey there, Kraken. Been enjoying Dragon Age, the Veilguard, tons of my portal. Went to start big JRPG series like FF7, Trails, Tales, Persona, Xenoblades. Nice! Well, good luck. I hope you enjoy all of those. The only one out of all of those I've played is FF7. And only the original. I want to play the new ones. And the first two are on the Switch, but when the third one comes out for the new remakes, I'm gonna buy it as a set, and then I'll play through it because I'm very much the. I know I'm gonna love it, so I'm gonna wait because I don't want to have to deal with doing it, forgetting about it, and having to replay because I will forget in the years between the two releases, type of thing. So you know, one of those things. I'm a little sleepy. All good. And hello, Haley. How you doing? Glad to have you here. Welcome. Nope, I overshot it. Now it tells me it wants 3 Storm's Wake contracts. 7 is probably what I'm the worst fan of. Worst as in you don't like it? Why's that? It's not my favorite Final Fantasy, but I do really like it. Let's see. You enjoy fantasy life, the girl who steals time. I don't know, is that a JRPG? I'm ironically not really a JRPG fan. I think the only two I technically like are Pokemon, because ironically that's considered a JRPG, even though I wouldn't consider it one. And Final Fantasy. That's about it. Not really into the rest, if I'm honest. I do like it, I'm just not a good fan. Why are you not a good fan? I'm not sure what you mean. The life sim, crafting sim. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, I'm not really a life sim or a crafting sim person, honestly. But thank you for the suggestion. By the way, chat overlay for YouTube isn't updating. Is it not? Yeah, I see. Good grief, YouTube. YouTube's having all kinds of problems today. Let me refresh it. Refresh. There we go. I had to tell it. That's the thing that drives me crazy about the YouTube stuff. I have to tell it to refresh and do its things. Twitch is automatic. If there's an issue, it just fixes itself, right? YouTube? Nah. We're in the dark ages of streaming over there. Gosh dang it. Thank you for telling me. Swear. Oi. Alright, let's see. I do like... I've played Crisis Core, Cerberus, Watch Advent Children, enjoyed all the Kingdom Hearts tie-in too. I've not actually played 7. Oh, okay. I was like, well, I've played all those too. Got you. I have Advent Children for my PSP. The PSP was ahead of its time, that poor thing. It was so cool. But they just didn't make any games for it. Like, I wanted to buy... I actually have my PSP, but it's just... I hardly ever played it. Let's see, Storms... Wake. We need 3 of these. There we go. You'd think YouTube would need so much hand-holding, right? Thought you were, because you play Stardew, because there's farming and building that as well, make your own island and stuff. Ironically, Stardew is kind of the only one I like. Like, I like Animal Crossing, I like Stardew, and Tomodachi. I don't know if that's considered a life building. I guess it's kind of a life sim. Contract Storms. Oh, I grabbed... Oh. There's a glyph of Storm's Wake, and there's a contract of Storm's Wake. Really, Blizzard? Could you not? Honestly. Well, I have 3 glyphs of Storm's Wake now. There we go. Anyway, but beyond those, I find it really hard for me to get into life sims. It's not usually my thing. Ironically. I know, I'm very weird that way. Who'd think YouTube would need so much hand-holding? Right? It does, unfortunately. It drives me crazy. Well, and I can't use my hearth now, so I guess I'll just, leave him here. It's fine. Good morning, afternoon. Good morning / afternoon, Epoch. How you doing? Welcome. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing fine. Glad to have you here. Happy, whatever day it is. Thursday. Golden Sun 1 and 2 are probably my favorite JRPGs. My cousin played those. I haven't thought about that in a long time. I've never played them myself, though. And Megan, thank you so much for the follow. I don't know if I said thank you earlier or not, but welcome. Glad to have you here. Warlock, Priest, Mage. We did the Mage already. We're gonna do this Mage. Got a couple of recipes, so that's fantastic. We know there's 2 inscription recipes. Also have The Girl Who Steals Time on a PlayStation. I haven't played it in a while, though. That sounds funny. Girl Who Steals Time. Huh. I'm trying to think of games we'd both like or play, but I'm running dry. Warhammer 3. I've never played Warhammer. I do like the Warhammer music, though. I have a lot of the OSTs for it. No, you're fine, Thalia. I'm very Nintendo heavy. We'll put it that way. Very much a Nintendo kid. Like, I have a lot of other non-Nintendo games. But if I had to, like, say what brand that I seem to adhere to, it's pretty much Nintendo stuff. Let's see here. I love my PSP, but I'm a Monster Hunter fan, so that's kind of given. I've always wanted to try Monster Hunter, but it's always confused me because there's so many. So I just never got around to it. Okay, let's see. We got that. We need to check for recipes. Oh, wow. There's another recipe over there. For enchanting? Why, I never. Is there one over here? No, but we got one at least. Wowie zowie. Good old Stormheim putting out 3 recipes today. Enchant ring, word of haste. Okay. You always felt like more consoles should have delved more into the handheld world. Agreed. Agreed. The PSP I feel like would have done really well because it was a cool system if they just put out more games for it. I kept looking to buy games back in the day and they didn't have a whole lot. Not that they didn't have good or bad games, they just didn't have a lot. It was a very short catalog, which is really unfortunate. I feel like they could have gone places if they put more into it. Let's see here. I already forgot what it was. I gotta look. Word of haste. I only wanted one. Word of haste. Don't have enough money. Of course I don't. It's fine. I got you. I'm not so much a Nintendo fan, just JRPGs on Switch. Love Monster Hunter as well, but it's really complicated and difficult. I like Souls games too. Played most of the big ones. Nice. Yeah, that's okay. I'm very much like a cozy, chill player, but not usually into life craft sims, which sounds funny because that's usually what cozy games are. So, like, that's why I have a hard time labeling what I am, so to speak, because I'm very much, I kind of like music. I'll know I like it if I see it and I can tell you, but, like, in terms of a specific genre, I'm very all over the place. Like, I don't normally like hack and slash games, but one of my favorite games ever is Devil May Cry 3. So, like, but I don't really like any other game that plays like that. I'm not a JRPG fan, but I love Final Fantasy. I'm not like a cozy lifecraft sim, but I love Tamagotchi, Animal Crossing, Pokopia, and Stardew. And I'm not really a builder fan, but boy do I love me some Minecraft. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I'm very hard to peg down on games for some reason. I have to feel drawn to it when I see it, otherwise I'm just probably not going to be interested. I don't know why. DMC, Bayonetta. I liked Bayonetta. It was alright. I think I wasn't super into it just because I'm not super into girls. And it's very sexualized. So, you know. So wild that the world quad recipes can do nothing, then bountiful, right? Ugh, tell me about it, Toxie. Kills me. I went to go see my new PCP, and they have their own facility for labs, which is cool. Also, my left ear was super impacted and had to be irrigated. Wax Marple came out. Good gravy. That sounds like quite the day, Epoch. I'm so sorry. Word of haste. Word. I'll grab 2 of these. And I'll put one in the bank for the other enchanter. Yeah, it's not a game I play with my dad around. I still have to finish 2 and 3. Valid. Definitely valid. Okay. I'm a Power Wash Sim simp. I like watching people play Power Wash Sim. Mostly because it sparks interesting conversation. Like Game Grumps. And also hello Niel and Garwin. Glad to have you both here. I don't know if I said hi to you guys already. And Hapone. Welcome. Girl says time. More like girl waste time because this game stinks. I've never played this game. Look at Garwin trying to throw hands. I love that. I love my PSP so much. I was so excited for that Christmas gift, but only ended up playing a random AC game, not even the main one, pretty sure, and watched Advent Children a lot. Same! Ironically, exactly the same! With some random fantasy JRPG on it too that I don't remember the name of. Yeah, I feel like we had virtually the same experience, which is so sad because the PSP is so cool. Ironically, it's in my memory very recently too because I just had to get rid of the battery for it because it was exploding on itself. So They hadn't been used in so long because it was just, there's no games. Luckily, I haven't had that with any other console, just that one. But, I don't know. Game Grumps, I feel old. What about the Rooster stuff? That's still around. Rooster stuff? Did they put out a series on roosters? I have no idea. There we go. I don't know, I watch Game Grumps daily, so they're kind of part of my daily lexicon. I'm definitely a long-time Game Grumps fan. They bring me joy. And I like that. I should play the 7 crossover with that too before I finally play the original FF7. Yes, play everything that's related to Final Fantasy 7 before playing 7. I kind of love that, honestly. Rooster Teeth, I think it was. Oh, I never watched that, but I don't think they're around anymore. There are people doing Let's Plays too, like Game Grumps at the same time. I don't know. I've never watched them. Not sure. It wasn't too bad. Med student was fishing for my vein, and I said I only allow 2 tries to pass on to the nurse. Don't need vein bruises. But with the clean air, I can now hear colors. Fantastic. And yeah, valid on the vein thing. Ugh. Man, I hate that stuff. That's why I don't usually, hardly ever, for any reason, get my blood drawn. Or get IVs, because I have fight or flight response to injections. And guess which one it is? It's not the flight one. I get violent. So I always have to warn the nurses. I have legitimately punched a nurse in the past because they didn't listen to me. I'm like, well, I warned you. I get aggressive. If I start swinging and you're in my way, you've been warned. So, after that, they strapped down my arms. I'm like, well, told you. It's kind of funny. Can you hear in 4K as well? Yes, exactly. Had my blood taken, didn't bruise as much as usually. The other arm couldn't shed a drop of blood. Half vampire. I lack folium acid. Need to take vitamins now. Huh. Well, I hope that gets cleared up for you. Luckily for me, I seem to have really good, like my blood's really good, in great condition. I have very healthy blood according to the doctor. See, can I not get this one? Enchant Ring Word of Haste. I wonder if he's one of the ones that can't. Or already has it, which is a possibility. Because I know some of these characters were a little uneven from each other. Because this guy's a newer enchanter. The other mage, ironically, is not. Legion Haste. Yeah, he already has it. That's kind of funny. So the newer one has it, but the older one didn't. How did that happen? Okay, well he doesn't need it then. And there wasn't any over here, was there? No. Anyway, yeah. According to the doctors, I have very, very healthy blood and organs, except my skin wants to die. So it's like one of those things that it's great. Makes sense. Old God takes, does not give. True. Very true. Don't let the vampires know. Yeah. True. I don't know if they'd like my blood. But I'm trying to remember, what is my blood type? Can't remember if I was A or I was O. All I remember is I have a, not a super rare one, but a semi-rare one. I just can't remember what it is. One of those where like, the doctor's like, don't get in a car accident because it's hard to get that particular blood on hand. I think it was O. Cause it was I feel like that was the one that could give a lot, but I can't take a lot or something. I don't remember. Probably O positive. That does sound familiar because I think that's what my grandma is, and I think I have hers. Yeah, because oh, it's been so long. Not that it ever mattered for me, because, like, I definitely cannot give blood. No. Just thinking about it makes my skin hurt. Legitimately. Okay, so yeah, there's nothing he needs to do. There's no... Oh, actually, I checked the wrong side. Do we have any... alchemy? No. Alright. I feel you there. I scratch once and I bleed. My face looks rough from all the bloody patches. It's just lizard dry. No, I'm sorry. And luckily I don't have a bleeding issue. It just... it bruises on its own. But it's not from the blood. It's from the skin itself. Because it's like... I can't remember what the condition is. It's nothing fatal. It's just uncomfortable. It's like hyperactive and it like overheals. But sometimes it'll identify things that are not bad as bad things and try to heal it. So like freckles or moles that are perfectly benign and safe. And you'd be like, we don't like this anymore. Attack! And then suddenly I look terrible out of the blue. As if I had a allergic reaction. I'm like, bro, what is wrong with you? I do not remember what it's called. I got that diagnosis when I was a kid. Ugh. Alright, let's see here. So weird. Druid Roker. Recipe hunting has inspired me to get back working on all my profession folk up to date. This week it's BFA jewel crafting, so much ore. You're welcome, I'm happy to inspire, and good luck. Professions are... they really are an entire lifestyle in this game. Honestly. Because they're a pain in the butt to level. They're expensive or time consuming to level. The recipes, if you want to hunt down all of them, good luck. And if you want to craft and sell stuff, it's cutthroat. So it's like... it's interesting. So sorry, Kraken, it's okay. It's alright. It's not like anything fatal, it's just uncomfy. It makes me look bad and allergic to practically everything in terms of skin. Nothing here. And nothing there. Okay, next character. O positive can give any plus blood types, but can only receive from O negative and O positive. That sounds familiar. I think that's what my grandma is, and I have hers. Whereas both my parents, I think, were A's. Or something. I'm the weird one in the family. My blood type doesn't match theirs. I match my grandma's, apparently. Which apparently is an anomaly? I don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't understand biology. Good night, Kraken, and say hi to Silver for me. I shall. I'm also positive. Well, look at that. We're blood sisters. How did people play this game without Wowhead? I'm currently doing quests in Vashir, and I can't go 5 minutes without looking something online. I don't know, man. I feel the same thing. Old questing, yeah, like Haley said, old questing be like that. For some reason, even, like, Mop... it's rarer in the newer ones, but, like, a lot of the older expansions, Mop and Under especially, Mop, Kata, Wrath BC, you'll read the quest, you'll do everything it says, and yet it does not give proper directions, and you're like, hello? I'm so confused. It's great. Let's see. Yeah, he can't get the Rune of Nathendra. Oh, that has 2 hours left on it. Okay, so these do reset every so often. Not just daily. Interesting. That's fine. He doesn't have to have all the runes. I did more rune hunting on my Alliance one, my Warlock, because of Mog. I can get to Lanji's Expedition, though. Fantastic, 'cause that is a separate recipe. 3 Lanji's Expedition. Okay. Cool. Cats can be so bad, it's not intuitive with questing. Or a Kata, rather. I don't know why I read that as cats. That too, but not intuitive with questing at all. Yeah, it's really weird. I don't know what their thinking was in, like, some of that old quest design. Here we go. It's a shame I love the vibe of the old zones. Oh, same. Like, the old zones are absolutely gorgeous. But design isn't great. Talon. There we go. Need 3 of these. Only real time I didn't check Wowhead on something is when I was young and full of whimsy. Valid. Your professions take so much more time than you would think. They really do. They're super time consuming. Let's actually do this. Your grandma? Probably a pod baby. You're grown in a lab, JK. Sometimes I wonder, dude. Sometimes I wonder. And normally you only get main genetics from parents, but recessive genes are weird and very cool. I'm not surprised. I probably have all the recessive genes, because like I'm very much like my parents. Like I look like them. I'm actually their biological child, but a lot of my like problems or just the way I am is not directly from them, but passed on from my grandparents. So like I have their skin and health issues. I have their vision issues, as both my parents have perfect sight. I don't. I have to wear glasses. My sight's terrible. It's just, you know, I got all the recessive genes. And I am the oldest too, which apparently is also weird. So, yeah, it's fun. So your grandma had a thing for collecting? Well, she does collect weird things. I wouldn't be surprised. And both my grandparents did. Why did that send me up? That's weird. I have bone to pick with genetics. My grandfather, my sister, and my father and uncle all have the most beautiful deep milky green eyes with some yellow spots, and my mom's got basic poo brown. Ah. I'm sorry. Job's done. Give me that. Heck yes. You come by it naturally. Why, thank you. There we go. Nice. We actually got some recipes today. Finally, it's been a good few days since any of these world quests were coughing it up. I'm starting to get worried. Because even on days that I don't stream, I do hop on and check real quick. I still do my dailies. Try to keep up with it. Fun fact, brown is dominant, so you can blame her. That's perfect. Fun fact, do not rub your arm on your nose after putting on perfume. Oh no. Kraken, you mention you love collecting in games, but do you have any real life collections of something? Not really, honestly. I'm not really an IRL collector. Literally looking around my room trying to see, like, do I have anything that I collect? Not really. Yeah, no. I really don't. Not a collector at IRL. And it tends to be only very specific games that I like collecting in. I'm a very all or nothing sort of person. Alright, let's see if this popped up yet. Alright. Likes collecting things that allow her to collect. Exactly. Not sure if virtual collecting is better or worse than IRL. I like it because it's cheaper, I can put it that way, and it doesn't require a lot of space. Yeah, this one still didn't come back up. That's concerning. So what happens if the quest isn't proccing again? Retro. Well, I guess I'll deal with that in a few hours after those other thingies expire. I need to do my jewel crafting daily though. Kraken, I'm 14 at the moment in a rail shooter minigame. I'm shooting at a Kraken. So meta. Look at that. That's funny. Okay. I can update my ATT. Go ahead and take off these newest expansions. I was syncing my accounts last night. There we go. Okay. Outdoor zones. Yeah. Broken Isles. Let me get updated screenshots here. Once it's done thinking. Yeah, it's done. Let's see. Because I'm getting close. Excellent. Cool. Okay, so for Legion, it's just those two recipes. Excellent. So let me delete the Legion one. So it's just Suramar and Val'Sharah left. Cool. Kulturas. Kulturas still got quite a few. 4 left. We're slowly getting down there on the frickin' world quests. Man. I love world quests, don't get me wrong, but I don't like that they tied recipes to them. Obviously they haven't done this in forever, but the fact that I'm still doing them after all these years, like, bruh. You know what I mean? Okay. Now let's grab Zandalar. Let's see. No world quests left in Zuldazar. Excellent. Just regular quests. Cool. Okay. We are getting there. Let's see, wait. Let's see, I need... See, Kulturas says I need 3 things. What am I missing? Zandalar, World Quest. Nazmir, World Quest. Zuldazar. Interesting. It's not showing the Vol'dun one. It says I only need 3. I guess that makes sense. Contract Storm's Wake. Oh wait, hold on. Did I not update my... Oh, I see. It's still saying I need... Storm's Wake. I think I just got that one. I need to go, open up that character. Okay. I must not have opened it. I have issues with both, but if my banks ever got materialized, no good would come from it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Save. Let's see. Well, it's so easy to miss them because only the characters with the props can see them. Yeah, that's why I literally have to log into every single one every day to check. And I do that in the mornings. And the irritating thing too is if you don't actually have the previous rank for the recipe, because all of these are rank 2 or 3s, none of them are rank 1s obviously. In fact, most of them are rank 3s. There's only a few rank 2s that come from the world quests. So you don't have the previous rank, you can't see it, even if you have the right profession. So you could be looking and not realize, which is what I had been doing for a long time for stuff, not realizing for some of these recipes I apparently didn't have the ranks. So, yeah. Let's see. Did that update it? Kulturas, Storm Song, World Quest. Yeah, there we go. Now it's up to date. Okay. I'll just grab it on him. So yeah, it's super, super, super easy to miss, even if you're checking for it, for these recipes. Drives you bonkers. There, that looks more correct. I had forgotten to open my profession to make sure ATT updated. Slowly getting down on all these, though. Slowly. There. Excellent. Okay. Just, let's see, do we have any inscription left? Yeah, inscription in Suramar, but... Antis Rune Technique Xavius. Let me make sure... Can I get that? I should be able to get that. Let me check and make sure I do indeed have that rank. So I'm not missing it. Speaking of missing things. Xavius. Yeah, I can get it. Okay. Okay. So that's... Oh, I need to do my Scrolls of Wisdom. They're so forgettable. Grats. Thank you, Toxie. Thank you. Slowly getting down there. Just, 3 left in Zandalara, 3 left in Kulturas, and 2 left in Broken Isles. Now, how long it's going to take for all those to show up, I don't know. We'll find out. Getting there. Slowly. Okay. So, just gotta craft my Scroll of Wisdom on this scribe, and then we'll hop on the Hunter. Actually, what emissaries are up today? What do we have? Don't know, it's not telling me. Wake up, emissaries. High Mountain. High Mountain's available. We need to do High Mountain on the enchanters. Okay. Let's do this. Let's go do my dino dailies. And then we'll go do High Mountain on the enchanters. I think I already did Ferrandis, but I gotta look. Not bad, thank you. It's a long journey. And mind you, that's just counting ones that I need for both of those factions. That they might be a little off kilter. That's something I gotta look at later that I'm not in the mood to deal with right now. Because, like, I would like... Actually, let me check this real fast. I was waiting for... Okay, this time Guard's not up yet. Alright. Anyway. So I would like to collect all recipes on both factions. But some of these, you know, trying to collect the second time, you'd probably want to throw up. So, like, that's not a hard, fast rule. But at least some of the ones that aren't too egregious. Okay. Let's go rescue Quafan again. I should be hopefully almost done with this. I'm done with the other dino one. Let's find out. He wants fish. Where's my dog? Dog. Okay, but after we get all of our dailies done, we're gonna go do fishing at the Darkmoon Fair. That's the plan. Said we would do that today, and we shall. Don't you love when you start getting burnt out but then develop a new fixation, except that fixation is sleeping? Oh no, I'm sorry. I've never had a fixation for sleeping level, luckily. I don't like sleep, and sleep doesn't like me. It is a necessary evil for me.
Hey guys, hello. Nadia a sub to your channel for 24 months.
Nadia, thank you so much for the resub. Super appreciate your continued support because thanks to folks like you, I can keep working. So thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. That's almost fully through 24 hours before doing one of these types of moments. Wow. If I did that, I would have the migraine of the ages. Yeah, that does not sound like a good time. I'm so sorry. Damn. Oh lord, here she comes. Quickly hide everybody. Exactly. Oh lord, she coming. There. Hafan rescued again. Not that he was rescued. He was literally just waiting for me to go get fish. Wasn't exactly in danger. Okay, well, I guess that's done for the day. Yeah. We'll go do a high mountain. Emmy real quick. For a chance at a recipe. At least those are just from emissaries. I don't mind recipes from the emissary chests. What I don't like is when they're from paragons. And there's a lot. And I don't like it. Alright, so this is why I have a to-do list, so I can keep track of everything I need to do. So many little dailies. Yeah, Paragon is asking a lot. Agreed, especially when it's a low drop rate out of said Paragon too. Like, dude. And that, unfortunately, is something that carried over into the newer expansions too. Some of them do still have recipes. Not ranks, think. Fuck. But Paragon recipes. It's great. I'm looking forward to that in the future. Alright, so yeah, I already did Ferondus, but I need to go do High Mountain. So let's use Pet Battle. Enigma. We got some things up there. Okay. Let's get to the Hall of the Guardian. Kraken, Major Van, hello, glad to have you here, welcome. How's your day going? Wish I had Rarity for the Fishing Mountains, yeah, Rarity. You and me both, Haley. Rarity isn't working still, and I really, really hope they're able to update it and it's not perma-broken because I really miss it. And it always had valuable tooltip stuff. So I'm like, bro. I do 32 delves a week, only see one pattern. Good heavens. That's a lot of delves. Stormheim. Good, thanks for asking. You're very welcome. Thank you for being here. Glad to have you here. Here we go, High Mountain. Haley isn't green, so couldn't see you. That's funny. Yeah, she's lavender colored today on mine. Okay, I gotta do this. Emmy here. Let me make sure I can indeed get this recipe on this character. Should be able to. Let's see. Before I bother, you know? Because I don't think the other one can get it, but this one can. Yes, I can get it. Okay. Yeesh. Numerous people point that out. Didn't realize it was such a thing. I don't know. Should I change it back? Oh, no, you're fine. It Do whatever you like, it matches with the sub icons. Yeah, you're fine. I think mine's a randomizer, so everyone's like a different color every day. That's how I have mine set, I think. Unless someone, you know, specifically on their account has it overridden. Help, I think my fixation cycle's gone back to fixating on sleep. Huh. I didn't know you could fixate on something like that. Honestly, that still baffles me. There you go. It's fixate on Tamagotchi, perfect. Give me the fish. I kicked the fish into the rocks, okay. There we go. Alright, that one's done. We'll go do... And now my tooltips for my world quests aren't working. At least those ones. Ugh. Tooltips keep breaking. It's so irritating. I'm gonna make Kraken fall in love with a cephalobot. Perfect. Okay. All these guys. There. That one's done. Okay. We'll go do the the PvP one up here. Hit me. Thank you. Apparently I'm over mage completely. Yeah, not a mage fan anymore. That's understandable. Tried to key on Frost and it was meh. Nah. Ripper Reno. I feel that though. But I gotta redo everything. Ah. By everything I mean unlocks. Yeah, that doesn't sound like a good time. Blech. Okay, we need one more. I can't see those because my tooltips aren't working again. La 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 la. Meanwhile, my mage is nearly as geared as my main. I've been a mage hater since I was born. It do feel like that, yeah. That's kind of funny. Imbalance in the universe. I sense a disturbance. Alright, what's this all about? Is it this one? Excellent. Okay. I can go get the chest. Fingers crossed we get the recipe. Palia updates in less than a week, though. Maybe I'll be able to focus on that. Hey, nice. I think Midnight is really doing that for a lot of classes. Oh, for sure. Definitely doing it for me. Recipe. Recipe. No recipe. Okay. That's fine. Bah. Alright. Let's see. I already did Ferondus. Let's go check the other enchanter. I don't think he can get that recipe, but I'll check anyways. Redid everything every time I main swapped. It's happened like 6 or so times. Now I have the most exalted reps in the world. Not surprised. That'd do it. Okay. Monk. Shay. Didn't say the memory 6 times. Dang. I've only done it once. And I'm gonna have to redo it because I want the rep. Though I might just get the rep on a different character and call it good for Blood Sale. Because I have the achievement and the title and whatnot. But because I did it before I had rarity. Well, that too. Before I had ATT, it can't read that I've ever had it exalted, so it's just sitting there in my ATT list haunting me. Despite my achievement. I really wish it would check for the achievement and read it that way. But it doesn't. Alright, so... High Mountain. That's Mark of the Versatile. And also Cordoferanus Mark of the Quick. Can I get these two on him? No, I can't get the High Mountain one. And I cannot get the Azuna one. That's fine. That's fine. It's not a big deal. Collecting both is just extra. I need at least on one character, and I'm happy. Let's turn PvP off here. Let's go check Zerath Mortis real quick. I'm still waiting for Vexus to pop up. He hasn't popped up yet. That rare is only up every so often. When he is up, I need to go ham on him and try to get his fist weapon. Yeah, 6 times. It's insane. Literally insane. Have you done it once yet? Well, you only needed an honor for the achieve, I think, so it may have never been exalted. It was exalted for me because I purposely got it to exalted for... Is it the title? I did get it exalted because I farmed purposely on my paladin all the way to exalted with it. So I know for a fact that I did. But because it was way back in BFA before I ever had an ATT, which I didn't get ATT until Dragonflight, so, you know. Okay, yeah, I still don't see Vexus. Everything else is up. Bah! Vexus, why are you a problem? Is there any other rares I need to be looking out for here? I think it's just Vexus. Because Helmix is the grind and Huracan's a different problem, so yeah, it's just Vexus. Okay. He's not up very often, unlike the other ones who switch off. Okay. I did it 1/3 of the time and got bored, and I shan't touch it till we go through the worst content drought. No, man. It's really boring. I don't blame you. Hate that I can't just skip the molten front stuff, so I have the normal high gel. Yeah. That's fair. Huracan was hideous to farm. It really was. Really was. Luckily, if you get the lure yourself and summon him that way, you get the mount automatically, but... Oh, we got a raid!
So Breezy raided your channel with 120 viewers.
Thank you for the raid, Soul. Welcome, raiders. Hello again, Slippin'. How you doing? Golden bananas for the lucky viewers. How you doing? Happy Thursday. Huracan is bad for its Mog. The mount wasn't bad, but the Mog is the part that sucks. So, yeah. Bananas indeed. Welcome, everybody. Glad to have you all here. Let's see, that's done. Not gonna bother with those. Vexus isn't up today. My weeklies are done. Okay. Check for this again. Yep, cleanup time. There it is. It just took a bit to kick in. Let's see. Does any of these help? See, those are on a mission. I only have 2? I guess so. Okay, we'll wait. I'm not gonna send that off until 3.5 hours from now. Alright. Okay, I should say the goop was gross to farm. That's fair. Ironically, I bought the goop. Because I did not want to do the fishing. Because you can buy the goop off the auction house. You just have to do the rest of the thing to turn it into a lure yourself. But the fishing part, I said, no. So I bought it. Slapped down 50k and it was like, done deal. Because, yeah, I did farm for it for a while. But you know how much I like fishing. I.e., I don't. Which is funny, because we're about to go do fishing right now. So, yeah, if they're trying to scam me on the my auction house, I was like, no thanks. I haven't fished that ish. It took me 85 years. Dang. The resilience. For me, on some things like that... Oh, I haven't done Moros today. That's why I park here, so I don't forget. Okay. Let's do our daily Moros. I'm gonna die. I swear. Turn off the music. Because copyright on cars and music. Really salty about pet battle changes and add-ons because I'm like, I should go finish those dungeon vendors, but also I don't want to do it the hard way after all this time. Yeah, understandable. I like fishing. It ends up being my hour before bed to fall asleep. Nice. Well, that's good. I hate it. I get so bored. I'm just like, I would rather be doing archaeology than fishing. Legitimately. Alas. It's good stuff like that can be on the auction house. It's a win-win on being able to get that from someone who doesn't want to fish. Agreed. I wish they would treat not everything, but more stuff like that. Because that's exactly my mentality. Like, please, I don't want to do it. Let me just slap down an analogous amount of gold and be done with it. Oh, snap. Archaeology mention. Yeah. Yep. Archaeology mention. I know eventually we'll have to get back onto archaeology, but that is not high on my priority list. Because I do still need 5 things from it. 4 Mog and an inscription recipe. What is that backpack you have? It's so cute. Thank you. This is the White Bountiful backpack. I think it's from... Oh, what holiday is that? The Thanksgiving one. Either that or it was a recolor from the trading post. Let's see. The game might tell me. Pilgrim's Bounty? Yeah, it's probably Pilgrim's Bounty. I know there was a couple of recolors on the... Nope, not heirlooms. What am I doing? There's a couple of recolors on the trading post, and I have all of them. I just can't remember which. Does it really not come up under Pilgrim's Bounty? Alright. What's it called again? It's got bounty in the name. Here we go. It does not tell me. Well, I think the white one was Pilgrim's Bounty. That's the one I'm wearing. But there's 4 different colors. Orange, green, and purple. They're very cute. I want to be able to buy old PvP sets with gold. You can do both. Totally would have bought the goop if it wasn't trolling gold on my server. Fair. That is fair. Still missing the World Breaker from Troll Arc. Same. That's one of the 4 that I'm missing. I'm missing 2 from Tolvir. I'm missing 1 from Troll. And missing 1 from, I think, Dwarf. Yeah, Staff of Tharizian. A staff. And then a staff and a sword. The Staff of Amine and the Scimitar of Sirocco. Yes, I'm doing this from memory. From Tolvir, and then Zinroke from Troll. I have thousands of attempts on all 4 of those. And I cannot stomach it right now. Because aside from those 4 things and the rank 3 Vantis rune recipe for Elisand, I have literally everything else for archaeology. I'm otherwise 100%. Alright, no dice there, so to Darkmoon Fair. Thank God archaeology is so light on RNG. Oh wait. Exactly. Wait. Nope. If only. Did you see they updated the Mage Weave leggings, very revealing? I did, and I'm annoyed about it. I like it, but I really wish they would have given us the 2 options. I'm actually rather sore about it, because I had that set on my main here, and it made his butt look awful. It is now no longer very fitting for both sides. It looks very stupid on my male paladin here, so I'm mad about it, because I paid a lot of tendy for both those sets, and now I don't even want to use them. Trust me, I'm sore about it. I'm very aware. If I could refund them, I would, but I can't. So here we are. Really don't like when they do that. Thank you so much. They would fit a Pandaren very well. They would. They would. So you're very welcome. I think I'm also missing the big troll sword. I'm not surprised. That one is super rare and expensive. Expensive in terms of tokeny thingies. Relics, whatever they're called. Archaeology fragments. That's the word. Okay. So, let me make sure I have, actually, before I get all the way down there, current fishing. I should. Yeah, I have midnight fishing. Never did finish my Kazalgar. I forgot to do that last expansion. Oh well. Well, they shouldn't change the appearance of a trading post item. Not okay. Agreed. Apparently everybody but me is happy. Because they weren't as slooty as the original Mage Weave sets. Which is like, fine, I get that. But instead of changing the version that we have, could you have made like a second copy and give the option? Yeah, I'm annoyed about it. Yeah, it's true. We should have had both. I'm really happy we can have... I can have my whole ass out, though. Yeah, I like that we have pants and the assless version. I do appreciate that. And here I was regretting not buying them after all. Mostly just didn't like the color of gold as much, but they haven't given us the other colors yet. The gold is so ugly and matches nothing. Yeah, I really want the black one. So I'm a little salty about it. Alright, time to do some fishing. It's officially fishing time. So let me get fishing on my bar. Right, it's not under there. It's here. I just have so many shades of it, and sometimes it doesn't even look like actually like gold. Yeah. That's why I wish we could dye our items, because I really appreciate all their different versions of gold and silver, but I completely agree with you, like, it does make it really hard to match things because they're so different. So I completely understand. There we go, can of worms. Where's the oversized bobber? Oversized bobber. Okay, here we go. Ready for some fishing? Guess I might as well fish this since I'm here. PvP palace set from Season 3 of War Within is like a whitish goldy thing that matches nothing else in game. And it pisses me off. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that the elite version or the base one? Because I know I really, really wanted that one. But I can't remember if it was elite or not. Fishing with that BGM is a torture. Fun music, but not for fishing. Fair. Well, prepare to be tortured. Because here we are. Let's see. Does it still give me in the open water? The base one. Okay, cool. Do not PvP enough and get the elite version. Oh, same. Same. But I feel like the elite versions are always so freaking cool. Yeah, it does. Okay. We're just going far enough to hit max fishing on midnight fishing. So, we won't be fishing for the whole stream, but... Elite was black and red. They slapped it on a bunch of Blood Elf NPCs this patch. Very Blood Knight themed. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you, Messy. I wish I was PvP main. Fair. I know, they have such cool ones. The Legion Elite set for Hunter still haunts me. It's pink. I know, I wanted it so bad. But I just was not able to get far enough in PvP, Elite, anywhere, in Legion to finish it. So I had to settle for the other colors. Care more about all the FOMO Mog I'm missing out on than ugly FOMO mounts. Same, honestly. I am definitely more into Mog than I am into mounts. Like, I love my mounts, don't get me wrong. But I feel like I use and change Mog way more than I do with mounts. Whereas a mount, I just kind of match whatever my Mog is instead of the other way around, if that makes sense. So, for me, I'm Mog-centric for sure. Those are the M plus mounts. They're kind of ew to me. Same, honestly. The only ones I actually really like are the Shadowlands ones, because they're death elementals, and of course, that's the ones that I don't have. I only have one of them. And sure, they brought them back, kinda. One saddle per season, and you have to get 3,400. Good heavens. Rating. Yeah, we'll see. Oh, my mouse is dying now. I need to plug it in. Hold on. Plug in the mouse. There we go. Anyway. Let's see. I started going for Elite Paladin sets. Season 2 of War Within. Solo brackets worked well for me. Nice. Well, that's good. I tried the solo brackets. Hated them. Haven't done them since. There's a mount coming in the next patch. It's a Stingray. Looks like a N'Zoth. Looks like N'Zoth looks sick. I saw that. Last I saw, it's apparently labeled for the shop. Unless that changes. So, that's fun. I know you do just Legacy, but if you wanted to skip fishing, Abundance of Midnight has a book you can buy that gives 100 midnight fishing skill. Nice. That's handy. Appreciate it, Niel. This is going up pretty quick, though, because I don't have to go with pools, and it's like almost every cast. It won't take me long, honestly. But that is good to know, so thank you. Hey, M+, so boring. It's the only M+ mount I have. My favorite collecting are battle pets, then Mog. Mounts are just a, well, I need to collect it for completion thing for me. Yeah, that's fair. So I imagine you're pretty annoyed with the battle changes, or the battle pet changes then, eh? I know I am. Yeah, you're right. That's why I don't even play the game fair. But Nadia, M+ and Raid is the only thing that existence. Yep. If you're not doing M+, what is your eye level? Exactly. I know, as you guys know, I always get a kick out of it when someone pops in the stream in chat, you know, because they may not know me, and that's perfectly fine. But they're all just like, what's your eye level? How's the content? And I'm like, I don't know, actually. I just do Legacy. And their mind is like blown. Like they could not perceive that there was anything other to do than Marades and Mythic Plus and PvP. It's like so funny to me. I'm like, let me show you. Let me take you by the hand and show you a whole new world. You know, that's how I feel sometimes. It's really funny. It's always for the shop. Give me a mount achievement for all my mounts. I'm almost at 1,300. Last mount achieved is 600. I know, right? And you know what's funny? This was a discussion in some of the discords I'm in where some devs and such are. Has been had in the past, and I think actually in Dragonflight this came up. We were being like, so can we catch up the achievements now? And you know what they said? They don't want the achievements to be overwhelming for new players because it's a really big number. So no. And I'm like, overwhelming? The average... Do you know how many mounts are in the game that are really easy to get now because we are so many expansions long? You don't even have to be a collector to be sitting at a few hundred. Like, it's just gonna happen by proxy. I don't know. I don't know what to say to that. I know I'm not geared well because I've been struggling to stick to a character, but I haven't even hit 260 yet. That's fair. I really like collecting transmog. I guess I'm a grown man still playing with Barbies. You're fine. You and me both. It's okay. The achievement go up by like 50 and 100, so there is more to enjoy as you get more. Exactly. I like the achievements. Like, the achievements were the reason I pushed so hard to get mounts back in the day. Like, I got the 400, see, 300 or 400. We had this discussion before, I can never remember. Whatever the WOD one was, I got that one while it was current. And the only way you were able to, like, get that is if you had all the shop mounts, all the rep mounts, all the niche stuff at the time. I went out of my way. 300. Thank you, Neil. I got 300 current back in WoD. I felt so cool. That's when I really did most of my mount collecting. But achievement, let's see, let me back up. Battle pet change is so rough. I'm not anywhere near finished, but oddly knowing there won't be much more added. Yeah, I hope they change their mind, because Bah. They added the 600 one, but we're already at like, what, 1,000? Yeah, we're easily over 1,000 mounts at this point. The game's been out for 25 years. What do they expect? Right, exactly. I don't know, man. I was baffled at their answer, too. So I hate Blizz for that. The catching part might be fine, but them not even copy-pasting basic sets to the new pets is just erg. Now my collection gets flooded with level 0 boring pets. Yeah, like, even if they can't battle, I want to at least level them to 25 or make them blue quality. At least. But like you said, level 0 pets. I'm like, I don't like that. I never liked that about the ones we couldn't level. Bugs me. I have over 500 mounts and I'm not big on mount farming. I just use like 7 or 8. Exactly, see? Damn straight here is a perfect example. Blizzard, come on, get on it. Let's go. Trying to do my pro-con list again, fair. Of 1,260 mounts, that's amazing. And I don't even have any AOTC Mythic Plus, Glory, or Vicious saddles. That's impressive. I have all the Glory ones up to Shadowlands. I don't have Dragonflight Plus. I don't have any of the PvP, or I have PvP, but not the saddles. I don't have any of the saddles. I have all the other PvP ones, though. And I have, so far, all of the AOTC and all of the Mythic Plus, except Season 1 through 3 of Shadowlands. Well, I guess that's false now, because I didn't get the extra Elite Mythic Plus weird one that they did in War Within. I skipped out on it because it was just like, eh. Oh well. Like, I was at 100 back in Wrath, and that was huge, and I was so proud. Right? Like, that feels so cool when, you know, you're able to reach like that. That's why I like achievements that make you reach. You know, in terms of collecting, at least. I was a little baffled on that response. My brother, Dev... My bother Dev at BlizzCon. Perfect. I don't mind that they can't be leveled, but I hate that they can't be all blue, my goodness. Yeah, at least that. At least let me change their quality. You have everything basically but the FOMO seasonal ones. Nice. I have like 3 or 4 saddles, so if I got those, it would be huge. Nice. Congrats. Playing this game like it's solo, self-found. Fair. I know people at 1,320-ish and they're only missing some of the current ones. That's insane. There you go. Shows you how many are in game. Not to mention that this means we soon have no more reason to bully Squirt every few weeks, right? That's why I'm really hoping we see some big, I don't know, a revival of WoW or something after Last Titan for 14.0. After the trilogy's over. For various reasons. We'll see what happens, I guess. It's a butt ton of mounts. Yeah, that's a number. That's a huge number. The coolest thing is when you are on those mounts, people ask where you get it, so you can show off and it feels good. That, and especially when you can tell them where they get it, especially if it's not a FOMO mount. I always feel so bad when it's a mount they can't get anymore. But if an amount is they can still get, I'm like, yeah, this is where it is and how you get it. And they're like, neat, thanks. That feels extra good to me. I stopped buying trading post mounts that I'm not sold on. I need more tender for Mogs. Yeah, that's fair. Yep, I tend to do Mog first for trading post because I know I'll use it more. So, I do still get mounts once in a while. Like, there's been some really cute ones. But, you know. Hi everybody, hello Mr. Vietcon, how you doing? Glad to have you here, welcome. I love being able to show and tell. Same. It feels nice. I should probably loot this. So I didn't even buy the horse this month. Too much tender. Valid. That's the other thing too. If they can't fly, I'm less inclined to buy them because I'm never going to use them. We can fly at level 10. And besides running through cities or areas where you can't fly, and even then you could just use a flying mount anyways on the ground. I don't have a whole lot of incentive to do ground mounts. So I'm a little baffled why they don't just let them all fly, especially now. And why they keep making ground-only mounts. I'm like, you know these aren't going to see some use, right? And I say that too because Blizzard in the past has made mount changes based on how much people use things. We're like, well, people never use these particular mounts, so we're just going to neutralize all of the, you know, whatever. So it's like, alright. I don't know. They make some weird decisions sometimes. It's back. I'll take it. I have that with the glitter cat from the Mage Tower. I get so sad when people ask me, hey, where do you get the sparkly kitty cat? And then I tell them that you can't get it anymore. Same, tired, same. Same. That and the Mage Tower bear. Yep. Feels bad, man. Not joking, but I love fishing in video games, especially in WoW. Hey! Well, glad you like it. Bah. Random person. On our merry way. Yes, I'm a recluse. I don't want to fish with someone. Here we go. We'll go fish over here. My ground mount has been the updated Paladin Charger. That is a cool one. I really love the new animations for the new Paladin Chargers. Chargers? Wow. As I slur. Charger mounts. They look fantastic. I still haven't got Invincible, but I got the Headless Horseman mount early in its drop. Nice! Congrats. It's a little bizarre that they keep adding ground mounts. They have so few uses. I mean, I PvP, so I get to use them, but I think that's the minority. Right? Yeah, it's strange to me. We were talking about that last night. Most Mage Tower weapons to me are whatever, but the Druid forms are so unique and important. Even the rest of Druid and balanced Druid weapons, I feel like they're way more fancy and class fantasy important over any of the classes. Valid. Wasn't there like a seahorse mountain cat for underwater? I like that little idea. There is, yes. Then, there is the Vazir seahorse. We have a lot of underwater mounts, but again, they're underwater only, so they like hardly ever get used. Also Darkmoon Fair, let's go, yas! Sometimes I use my old challenge mode mod sets. People are like, whoa, where do you get that from? It's like, no, how do I break it to them? Right? I know, same. Hi Kraken, hello Mecha King, how you doing? Hope all is super hunky-dory. Just got in from a couple of hours of cutting potatoes since we plant a few days. Hey, nice! Well, I hope your potato planting goes well. But it's going fine here. Doing good. Just leveling our midnight fishing. So not really anything too exciting, but we just need to get to 300, I think. Yeah, 300. And then we can go do something else. This look amazing too. Couple of seahorses. One off a rare quest. Yes, agreed. My favorite seahorse is the one in Nazjatar. Those ones are so cute. I absolutely love them. But they can't fly. They can fly in Nazjatar if you get the upgrade for it, but not anywhere else. So you can just pretend to live out your fantasies there. Yes, he has hooves. Yes, it's a what are those? Not kelpie. What's the Oh balls. Hippocampus? Is it hippocampus? Whatever the actual sea horses are, the Greek mythology, where they're literal horse that is sea. Mermaid horse. I can't remember what they're called. But they're so cute. I need them to announce the next remix so I can feel something. Oh, we'll feel something, alright. Rage. Da -da 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 -da. Is it a Kelpie? Maybe it is a Kelpie. I was thinking, no, I'm thinking of Silkies. Okay. I thought, I was like, isn't a Kelpie the woman that turns into the seal? No, that's a Silky. Maybe it is a Kelpie. Been a hot minute. I can't remember. My Greek mythology is a little rusty anymore. I don't remember if I have you add on Palia, but I thought of a community name if you do want to create our own. Hey, look at that. Thinking about Najatar, I gotta do the portal quest for it since I changed faction unless the portal my main. Oh no. Good luck. Seahorses are cute. That means they're better than 90% of all amounts, even when underwater only. They are very cute. I agree. Kelpie drags you under, I believe. Kelpie is the Irish seahorse myth. Is it Irish? What's the Greek one? Because Poseidon had a love of seahorses. Maybe it is like hippocampus or something. Kelpie is not those Irish ones that drag you underwater and drown you. Probably. I only have Fabius because my friend pointed it out in guild chat that there's a weird horse thing near them. That's funny. Yeah, I think it might be hippocampus. The one I'm thinking of. I'll need luck because I don't know where to start even. One of the most valuable mount is a ground mount. The Ground Expedition Yak, so helpful. And that one is definitely handy. I traded up for the bear shop mount because it's not as big. But yes, having a vendor mount is very needed. I applaud the persistence. I got 215 or so, but now I'm just going to buy one of those books from the spearfishing vendor, or was it the abundance vendor? All the mindless events that suck. My will to be bothered will all blend together at this rate for me. Fair. Hippocampus is in your brain, isn't it? Hippocampus are Greek seahorses. Okay, yes. Sorry, Escada, shape-shifting water spirit. Shape-shifting water spirit. Isn't that a Silky? Or Selkie? Kelpie pretend to be very majestic, friendly horses in order to get people to hop on their backs, and they rush down nearby body water and drown them. Helpless rider. Okay, that's a Kelpie. So similar, but not quite the same. Excellent. Well, thank you for clearing that up. Now we know. Selkies are the seals. Yeah, they're the woman that turns into the seal and back again if you steal her skin or something. Mythology is weird. Yeah, the seal woman, yeah. Hi Kraken, hope you're doing well. Just wanted to stop by real quick before my raid break ends and say hi. Well, hello Funagi, glad to have you here. Good luck in your raid. Thank you for popping in, appreciate you. 69, nice. 70. Assuming this lets me go all the way to 300. We'll get there, this won't take us too long. Listen to the Silky song by Nobody's Wolf Child. Hey, well thank you for the recommendation. I'll have to do that. Thanks, I'll admit I haven't touched WoW at all in the past week and a half because I've been too busy with the new D4X pack. Nice. And understandable. I hope you're enjoying it. Seals are forbidden doggos. Yes, they are. They're so cute, too. I love seals, especially seal pups. They just look so snuggly. The animation is amazing. Hey, perfect. Like me some good animation. Thank you, Algren. Appreciate it. I don't think I've really added on one because I haven't played it since the first expansion came out, but great. If I remember later, I will DM you my Palia thingy. Perfect. We're getting there. 74. I'm already bored, but hey. I'm going to assume the fishing thing from the abundance vendor requires some sort of unlock. Because I've only done 4 abundances, and they were all on the same back-to-back day just to get the achievement. So, Zul'Aman. What? 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 What do you mean I can now create Zul'Aman? What does that mean? Why can I create the zone? Excuse me? What did I just learn? Zones. Huh. How weird. Congratulations, you were a god? Apparently. Just the tender, it's like 3,200 for a book. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I definitely don't have any of that. I don't keep up with the weeklies, so that makes sense. Why? What does this mean? Recommended skill. So you have to like level up, I guess, to unlock the fishing in each zone? That's interesting. Huh. Well, I'll just keep fishing here. I guess it's fine. Cool. Now you're a god. How do you feel? Powerful. I can make Zul'Aman, but only Zul'Aman. Apparently. I don't understand the fishing. I think it means you can fish more easily successfully in that zone. That's what I'm assuming. I don't really know what else that would be for. Interesting. Pretty much sends you to the next zone. I was 3,200 for the book. Huh, okay. But like you can finish anywhere, I don't know. Correlates to the zone. Huh. What if they added perception to the fishing artifact or something? I would agree if I liked perception, but I actually hate it. I don't like having to deal with current expansion stuff, because it ruins the old expansions. I think learning a zone means less junk and trash in the zone now. Okay, that makes sense. Cool. I could just hang out at Darkmoon and not worry about anything else. Exactly, that's pretty much what I'm doing. And I forgot, I usually do this for fishing, but I forgot to do last expansions because I was just so not into War Within. So now I'm going to have to level like the proper way, unfortunately. I hate Zakareth and his inability to give me his stupid mount schematic. No, I'm sorry. Good luck, though. Perception can suck it. Yeah, I'm not a Perception fan. If they kept it separated and didn't, like, you know, have it just totally override older expansions, I wouldn't mind. But, especially since, like, the Darkmoon Firewater. To me, it made the Darkmoon Firewater pretty useless. I don't think I even have any on hand. No, I do. That's not even perception. That's deafness. It increases your deafness, but it's not... If you don't have any deafness at all, it's really not much of an upgrade. Hi, Kraken. Hello, Bryn. How you doing? Glad to have you here. Welcome. Oh, yep, the bored Yannias are starting. I'm already bored. Look at that. Old food and potions are working in midnight fishing. You can stack like 700 perception and double cast. Fish 80% of the time. Nice. That's handy. Did they take away the fishing spots? I don't know. What fishing spots would you be referring to? Hack all of text and forever curse to do that. You are very wordy. It's okay. Much earlier this morning, I used Fair Profession Quest to barely squeeze in an Alt's Dragonflight Blacksmithing knowledge points to get the last thing I needed for easy skill ups. The Housing Decor needed 80 skill points to learn. It's not particularly fun, given how annoying alloys are to make, alloys rather, and how many are needed. And dropping it to close to 30k gold for vendor-only cauldron dissuaded me from making copies to sell rather than use for XP bonus. Yeah, that's totally fair. That is fair. That was longer than when you did the Azuna fishing, though. Yeah, but the Azuna fishing, like, I have to fly around and hunt for pools. This, I can just stand here. I don't know what's worse, honestly. I'm just gonna race change my paladin. Fair. Human, as I'm a stinky alliance. My options are slim. Fair. School of fish that's in a circle. Nope, there's still plenty of fishing pools. Every expansion has their different fishing pools. I'm not fishing in pools right now because I'm just leveling my fishing. I don't really care about the fish. Paid for a CEO's yacht with how much I raised change. Same. You and me both. Would never admit it publicly, but I F with female human paladins. Hashtag feminism. I can technically do all my half-elf ears, but you are Rathy. Valid. Yeah, it's more dynamic with the pools. It is. Well, I definitely still get bored, but not nearly as, quickly. This is painful. Lady humans have the sickest cast animation. Yeah? Nice. It's so funny you like them. I'm glad you do, because I'm glad somebody likes them. Though ironically, my least favorite model in the game is female humans. As funny as that is. They're very nostalgic. Oh yeah, that's for sure. Female human didn't yawn so much in their idol. Yeah. And I wish they weren't so saggy. I just don't like how they're built at all. Like, woman, put on a bra or something, please. So you have the Darkmoon Fair fishing mount then? I do. I do indeed. I am 100% done with the Darkmoon Fair. It's just a good place to level current expansion fishing without having to fly around all the zones if you don't care about the zone fishes and such. I don't have a simple human character, but whenever I think of making a caster, I always consider human females. I am a yawner. You and me both. Then I go gnome because I like being tiny. It's confirmed Kraken hate humans. Only females. I like the male humans. I just don't like how the female ones look. I don't like their faces. They look like a bunch of Karens to me. I don't like how they're built. They're saggy. Like, not a thing for me. I don't like their animations either. They run very, like, I don't know, stiff and weird. Not a fan. There's a lot of races where I prefer to have the customizations look before the WOD patch. Oh yeah? I can't think of any of that for me. I didn't like any of them beforehand. But I'm not surprised. I know a lot of people did. Never liked the way humans run. Yeah, I don't like the human animations, if I'm honest. I don't mind the male ones, but I do actively dislike the female ones. Fishing in Zulima is basically pick a spot, you'll inevitably have pools spawn at your feet more than you care to admit by the time you're bored enough to leave, because they're everywhere. That's so funny. The running animation sucks. It does. They do run funny. It's just like, I'm just gonna, like, weirdly jog over here now. Like, what are you doing? It's very strange. Who's texting me? Oh. Nobody important. Spam. They do have a Karen hair option, if I'm not mistaken. They do, ironically. They have a couple, I feel like. It's pretty funny. Ones are female, 2 night elves, 1 void elf, 1 draenei. Nice. Goblins, though, wiggly fingers. Yes, I do love the goblin casting animation. Both male and female, because the males, like, they wind up like they're throwing a softball or something, or a baseball, and then the females do the wiggly casties, just like, magic fingers. They're so cute. Makes me laugh. Goblin stealth animation is best. Agreed. Cultirian humans over regular humans. I'm not a Cultirian fan either, actually. I think if their animations were better for me, I wouldn't mind them so much, but yeah, I'm not really a Kultiran fan. I love their lore, it's just their models. I wish they were a body option instead of like a separate allied race, but that's a whole different argument. Love their hair. Oh yeah, they have great hair. Like, for what little customization they have fantastic hair. I definitely agree with that. Wish I knew more about animal anatomy. Draenei backwards bent ankles confuse and disturb me with how they bend. They are aliens. They're gonna run weird. That's why people call them space goats, I think. My one Kultiran is a druid. They're usually in a different form. Yeah, that's fair. Also, I think the rest of the allied races need the Lightforge and Nightborn treatment now. Oh yeah? What's the Lightforge and Nightborn treatment? I don't actually know what you're referring to. They gave them a bunch of new customizations so they actually looked unique. Oh, gotcha. That makes sense. Been quite a while ago, a few years. Yeah, that's fair. Isn't Jaina Proudmoore Kultiran and she isn't huge? Yep. Correctamundo. Her whole family line, in fact. Glowy hands and eye options? I think we should delete Earthen. Poor Earthen. I know, we bring this up every time, but I really wish a lot of the allied races were just customizations on the pre-existing races, instead of having them separate, so that we have room for actually unique allied races. WoW, compared to other MMOs and fantasies, I feel like has some of the most variety when it comes to lore figures and races. Most of them are not playable. We just have elf 1, 2, 3, dwarf 1, 2, 3, and then a handful of unique ones. It's like, well, alright. We even have 2 different humans. Technically 3 different humans, if you consider Gilneans. They're just werewolves. So, yeah. Like, bruh. According to Blizzard, fat humans is a race. Yes, and do you remember when they said that Kultiran aren't human? Do you remember that at that BlizzCon? And that's why? Like, Blizzard. Naga and Arakoa, yes please. I would race change to an Arakoa so quick. Really like some of the hair for Lightforge Draenei and the horn decorations tattoos, but I actually dislike the lack of color options for them. Yeah, I can agree with that. So I think if they combined them, they'd look fantastic. Imagine using Lightforged and regular Draenei customizations on the same character. Ugh! It looks so good. I love that. According to Blizzard, fat human is a race. You're not wrong. My paladin is currently Lightforged for blacksmithing bonus, but I'm bleh on it. Yeah, that's fair. Not that it is needed with Void Elves, but it seems like this expansion, it would seem Blood Elves became cross-faction playable. They kind of pretty much, yeah, orc 1, 2, 3. True, we do have 2 different orcs. 2 different trolls. I think we need at least 7 more elves. I don't know. Is that why Drain is a Dreadlord? Yes. Kultiran are cats. If for Draenei should have been Broken Draenei. That'd be cool. I would love the Argusian Broken. And give people the option between the Outland Broken and the Argusian ones. They're so cool. Undead too. Undead would be awesome. I would like Undead if they were not just the Forsaken, and they were actually all undead, and you could pick any race as undead. That would be cool to me. I'd be down for that. And any time we get a new race, they would add that to the undead race as undead. Like, how cool of a novelty would that be? You know? Like, Haranir come out, right? And then we get undead Haranir now as an option for undead. That would be awesome. Do you think the next race is Zandalari? Well, ironically, we already have Zandalari. We got those back in BFA. So, yes. You're in luck. We have the Zandalari. As a long time, let's see, let me back up. I'm gonna need Blizzard to stop up the hair game whenever they do a character revamp. Oh, step up, yeah, agreed. Longtime Tarn player, I wanted Tonka to be playable. Same, and the Yongle from Pandaria. They're like the oxen-looking ones. They're awesome. Generally don't like cold Tyrian models either, but my female Death Knight, I forced myself to sit down and really analyze how to make thematic work. I came up with street level thug with the faded, dirty, gray trench coat, toque, not the crochet ones. I mean the ones that you half expect to be pulled over the face as the mask, and black work boots look nice. Weapon, it was so hard to find something for two hands, so I went with pickaxe as a placeholder. The Heroic World Tour for the new mini zones looks pretty awful. I was looking at that. I'm not particularly interested. I'm kind of bummed, actually. Amani, okay. Oh, you're fine. No, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what Blizzard's gonna do anymore. I can't predict what they're gonna do anymore. I don't know about Arakoa, but Naga, yeah, I can see it. I want Arakoa more than Naga, personally. I'm a big Arakoa fan. Give me some of that bird rep. Next versus Frost Dwarf from Northrend. We'll need to up our dwarf count. Gosh dang it. Excited to see how they will address the Void Elf Demon Hunter imbalance on Horde side, if they ever will. Right, like I expected them to add Demon Hunter to Nightborn, because now that's the only elf we have, excluding Haranir, that doesn't have Demon Hunter. And I'm like, we know they can wield the Fel. They've done it. Oh, whatever. I've got another one of the lost weapon logs from fishing, so hopefully not hard to get them all. Nice, well good luck. We bird up in this house. Yes! Love how the Arakoa run one should go forward. Yes, I love the Arakoa. Yes, and then give me the Felborn NPC options like green glowy hands. Yes! I want Felborn so bad. I wanted them since I saw them in Legion. They look so cool. Rather to predict what Blizzard will do next, Blizzard would have to know what they are doing next. Valid. You're not wrong. So true. Still baffling decision. They make Nightborn DHs. I don't get why they didn't just add at the same time as Velves. Like, are we really still pretending it's a lore thing? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Alright, looks like the ad break is about to kick in here in a second. We'll take a short break. I want to go make a coffee. I'll probably make an iced coffee. It's a little warm. And go to the bathroom and stuff. Even though we have a hero talent choice for DK, Sandlane, more elves, please. No, I want Sandlane. I really do. But I would much prefer if they were a skin option as opposed to a separate allied race. But no, I agree. I also really want Sandlane. Blizzard knows what to put on the shelf for the next 11 years. You're not wrong. Oh, anyway. I don't know why the ad break hasn't kicked in yet. It's thinking about it. It told me it was going to kick in and then didn't. Well, anyway, we're going to take a break. I hear people talking out there, so I'm going to set my timer to 10 minutes in case I get parent napped. So, I will be right back. Ad break.
Encircle Z sub to your channel for 1 month.
Alright, I'm back. I got me an iced coffee. Alright, back to the old fishing. Anywho, where are we at here? Encircle Z, thank you so much for the sub. Super appreciate your support. It's thanks to folks like you I can keep working. So thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate you. Let's see where we're at here. Just talking about remix stuff. Gonna bust out Arthas out of existence as a speck of dust and prop up like, hey guys, yeah, this guy, right? Well, he's back. Exactly. Yeah, Mogu and Vrykul, Blizzard, please, I'm begging. I would love Mogu and Vrykul. I wanted the Mogu back in Mop. I was one of those controversial people that said Pandaren should have been Alliance and Mogu should have gone to the Horde. I would have made a lot of Mogu, actually. Oh well. Ice or nice? Both. It's nice and ice. See? You can hear the ice. Nice. You could be new Ragnaros that would kill like 10 different raids. Yes. Or this might have been disenchanted, but they just invoke the ancient rite of item restoration. Yeah. Oh, it's funny and sad all at once. Well, we're at 121, so we're getting there. This won't take us too much longer, I think. We're almost halfway there. Wunderbar. They both have so much lore and it's so cool. For the Vrykul and the Mogu. Yeah, agreed. I'm not a mob fan, but I love the Mogu. And I love their lore. Especially since they deal a lot with blood magic, which we don't see very often in WoW. There's only like maybe 3 or 4 cases, and it's pretty rare. Definitely one of the more like background sort of things. And it's fascinating. And I hope we get to see more on it someday, because it's one of the I don't know, niche sort of magics you don't see much. Because it's not a direct from any of the major cosmic pillars, you know, like Void, or it's just Void. It's a deviation, I think, of life magic? I think? Of the life pillar? It's been a hot minute since I looked into the lore on it. But I like stuff like that, you know, where it's not cut and dry. So it makes it interesting. The Mogu are cool for that. Because then there's the blood magic of the vampires and the Sand Lane and stuff too, and that one's a deviation of undeath magic. So like you can have like different kinds. Which is why the Mogu one is so unique, because they're the only ones that do the life version. Which is curious. You know, if that lore is even still accurate. I don't even know anymore. So much lore has changed and retconned and rewritten and quote-unquote Titan propaganda anymore. I don't know. So, because we need another elf and dwarf. Yeah, exactly. Oh, fishing. Here we are. While we're talking about new races, unplayable Murlocs. Oh, it's so funny to think about Murlocs being playable. And you know what they could do too? You could have, there's so many different variants, and technically the Jinyu and the Ankoan are apparently evolutions of the Murlocs, lore-wise. Assuming that's still correct. So, they could have different variants for that too. Which is interesting. When they get less than 500k subs! Oh, Hunter shots fired! Coming in with the... I don't even know. With the hook. Uppercutting them. It's funny. Good old Darkmoon Dagmaw. So what's their new break glass in case of emergency? Well, we do still have Illidan, but though I think we'll see him next expansion. I think race class combos is just my cynical opinion. My sin opinion. That makes it sound cute, actually. Sin opinion. Sin opinions with Kraken. Anyway, I think race class combos and customization have been shelved onto the rate class in case of emergency list. In my humble sin opinion. It's good. I was not there when you streamed with them. Oh no, you're fine. It's okay. Everyone was well behaved and I still appreciate it. Because it went well. We still, still increasing every couple of casts. Alright. Making sure. Also, this UI error issue thing in my chat, I noticed, since I have my other accounts active for a couple more weeks, I noticed this only happens on my first account, on my primary my main one here, which is weird because I have all of the exact same settings across all of my accounts. So, like, I might dig in to see what it is. I'm tired of it clogging up my chat. Irritates me, actually. So, I wish I could just turn it off. Like, I literally have error everything turned off, even in the general chat, but that still shows, and I don't appreciate it. Well, we were nice and behaved. Some of the PvP fans, not so much. Yes, which I thought was hilarious. They'd come in and complain about no PvP when that's not even on the right day. Wasn't until Friday. And they would just get immediately kicked by the mod. I thought that was pretty hilarious. I was like, heh. Try reading the stream, my man. Titles are a thing. Oh, that was pretty amusing. I was like, wow, so that's what it's like to have a really powerful mod. Cool. Because I technically have a couple mods, but they're never here, and I don't need them anyways. So it's literally just Silver, Ib, who you see in my Discord. He's one of my Discord mods, and Canary. I think are technically my 3 mods. They're not required to be here. I don't care. I'm not so big that I can't handle my own chat, you know? So it doesn't bother me. But it was an interesting experience. I've never had a mod before that, like, you know, was basically my guard. They use PvP most of the times for fair. Fishing around the World of Warcraft. Absolutely. Hello, Chan. Plus, do they really want to do PvP against an old god? Valid. Yeah, I'm so powerful. Come on now. Because my version of PvP would be comparing collections. And I don't think they would like that. To be fair, some casters that were showing their preliminary games, as much as I love PvP, sometimes the chats are OTT. Fair.
Mama_dumpling_ raided your channel with 11 viewers.
Mama Dumpling, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, raiders. Glad to have you here. Let's do some golden bananas for the lucky viewers. How you doing? Hope your stream went well. It's like the same when people start commenting on post videos and they just read the title, which is usually bait. Fair. Exactly. Banana time. Love a good mount off. Yas. Take the ornery hooligans. I shall. They are my hooligans now. Welcome, hoolies. You've been adopted. We can stare at the bleak skyline together. Hope your stream went well, Mama Dumpling. My ultimate PvP ability is called Bubble Hearth. Yes! Same, though. Same. Let's see here. Is it the... You were talking about the, thingy you gotta buy for abundance currency. Is it the unalloyed abundance? Is that the currency? Or is it Void Light Marl? For the fishing book? So I was thinking, I don't really care about any of that right now. I could probably, yeah, it is? Okay. You said it was 3,200. I could probably get to 200? And then go get the book. And theoretically should put me up to 300, which would be max, right? Unalloyed? Okay, cool. I might just do that, because I really don't care. Do you need any rep for it, or is it just the currency? So my rep's probably not very high. What even is my rep? It's not terrible. Yeah. I also have those other shards of Dun Dun. I do! I don't really know what they're for, though. I've been capped for a while. Went well. I just needed to wrap up before Spring Roll got home. She's had a lovely end of year map testing all week, so I'm trying to make home safe to decompress and not worry about chat and Mom's mic. Oh, well, that's sweet of you. Hope that all went well for your daughter, and thank you again for the raid. Have a good afternoon/evening. It's currency, I believe. Okay. Cool. Oh, my thingies ran out. Well, we'll do that then. We'll fish to 200 and go buy the book. Because it's definitely slowing down. It's starting to become every couple of casts now. So I'm like, yeah, alright. I had a feeling it would do that. I really am just not into fishing. I like how the casting bar is pink for Paladin. Is that an add-on doing that? It is, yes. That is LVY doing that. I have it set to class stuff. So like my health bar, my cast bar, and, well, I'm not in a party, but my party color. It's class colored. That way I can quickly identify everything. So, well, yes. She says it's going well, but she comes home and just, I'm done with people, and will go nonverbal and fade into her own daydreams and escapes. Mood. That is an absolute mood. Absolute mood. 1 dun shard per run, and you get a max of 900 per run. And 1 run lasts 3 minutes. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I did, excuse me, I did all of the abundances just for the one achievement of doing everyone once. I didn't know what was going on. I just ran around and clicked on things, and then it was over, and I was like, okay. It was such a wild, random, very quick event. I don't even know what was happening. Like, it explained nothing to me, so I'm like, okay. I got to 300 fishing while trying to get them out. Oh. Yeah, I know eventually I'll get that too, but that's a future me problem. She's old enough that she doesn't need me, but still having me available is a mental emotional need. We're hitting the fun age. Oh boy. Fair. Well, good luck. Good luck with that. Mood. Abundance is boring and weird. It was way worse when you felt like you had to join a raid group. Yeah, there was no one there for any of them when I did it. It was just me and Silver. I know, it was random. Look, I can create Harandar now. I'm evolving into upper level goddom. And now people are still crashing servers by doing raid groups. I'm not surprised. That's kind of funny. They're not actually necessary anymore, despite what people think. Huh, interesting. That's kind of nice they're not necessary, though, because you know my complaint with that. Definitely had that complaint with Dragonflight events. It's kind of funny. I think I like the open world Dragonflight. They're called public events. I don't know if anyone actually calls them that, but that's what Blizzard calls them. I like the Dragonflight public events way more than War Within or Midnight's, but I don't like that they required a group. Like, that's where I dislike that. Like, these newer ones don't seem to require a group, but they're boring. So it's a weird, like, trade-off. I don't know. And the timer was an issue. Yes, the timer was disgusting. My problem with that, like, I don't mind things being on a timer, right? Like, we've always had something on a timer. I don't like when there's so many. They overlap, they're confusing everything. There were so many. We literally had to have week hours to track how many freaking events with timers were available so that we could do our weeklies in a reasonable fashion. Like, that's overkill. That is absolutely overkill. Otherwise, I don't usually mind timers. It's just when there's too many. Everything should be called soup. The earliest Dragonflight, the Midnight events are terrible. Ironically, I think I liked Dragonflight more than these two expansions. Mind you, take that with a grain of salt. I've not played Midnight that much. And the later patches could be really cool. Like War Within, I liked I liked the later patches better than the base expansion by a lot. Or by a wide margin, I liked them a lot more. So, I don't know. Who knows? The next, the 0.1 and the 0.2 patches could be pretty dang interesting. We'll find out. What is Salt's just sad on me being like, ugh. Yeah, that's fair. Season 2 will be great just for trolls. Later patches are usually better. Yeah, I agree. For whatever reason, Blizzard does later patches better than they do launch content, I feel like. I feel like it's kind of always been that way, too. Maybe that's just me. In terms of, like, endgame open world stuff. I don't mean, like, questing or raids, you know. Specifically, like, endgame open world things. They fix stupid shit they put in the first place. There's that, too. That is also completely valid. One of the major factors as to why I'm primarily a legacy player. Because all that is already out. Done. Especially, maybe this is just me, but especially with the recent couple of expansions. I keep trying to, like, you know, thinking, like, oh, maybe I should keep up with it again. I did enjoy that, like, you know, when I did it in, like, all the past expansions. But then I go to do something. It's a pain in the butt. And I either get it done or I decide to stop. And then a change happens that makes it better, which is good, but it should have been out in the first place. And then I feel shitty for having done it when it came out. And it keeps happening. Over and over and over and over. Even with housing. I regret doing all the collecting I did with housing when it came out because I lost all of that XP, and now some of my decor is disappearing, and all of the lumber wasn't retroactive. Like, is that just me? I don't know if that's nitpicky, but it doesn't feel good, you know what I mean? And so I've learned to just wait. So I don't really think is a very good model for content, in my opinion. I don't know. Treat Season 1 as alpha, Season 2 is beta, Season 3 is finished product. That's kind of how I view it, too. View it, rather. Well, they know that everything will be gone in a few months later anyway, so they make the players more happy with the last few patches. Yeah, that's fair. Bananas for the raid people on Twitch. It is indeed, as I half hiccup. Wow, what was that? Since Hung Ranch is my housing. That's funny. So what are we up to? 162. We're getting there. Yeah. It's every few casts now, it's slowing down. So hard to gauge when to do the new content. I feel like some things are impossible to do later on, but others are so easy. How to pick. Best judgment, honestly. And interest is kind of the two things. I know that doesn't help you at all, but like it's really just for me, experience and best judgment. I'll look at something and be like, you know, how interested in it, want A, and B, how doable is this going to be in future expansions? That's partly why I went so hard on a lot of the Dragonflight public events, because they're so group reliant, especially like Researchers Under Fire. You would be very hard pressed to do it anytime soon, solo. Whereas these two, maybe, so far. Might not be so bad. Housing seems like a fun thing, but I'm 100% not creative for it. Yeah, that's totally fair. That's valid. I'm looking forward to when we can make profiles. I think I'll be more interested in housing, you know, pretending that there's not bugs right now that are preventing me from doing it. But when they bring in the savable profiles for housing saves and setups, that they said they were going to do at some point, question mark. Whenever they do that, I'll be a lot more interested, I think, because that way I'll feel more free to get creative. I don't want to have to redo something. If I want to do a whole complex build, I want to save it. And if I change my mind, I want to keep that profile and then change the house up. And maybe I don't like it, so I change it back. As it is right now, that's all manual. So that would be really hard. You'd have to take like screenshots or videos or... No, that's too much for me. I don't want to have to fight with that, so... I'm not a little surprised it didn't come with like launch. That feels like such a a thing we should have, but I don't know. Yeah, with profiles, I'll just steal somebody's house. That's fair. Back in my day, anyone could pick up cloth. Yeah, I don't like that they limit it to tailoring. I don't know why they did that. It's kind of weird. Especially since you usually have tailoring on a character that's not great for farming stuff like that. At least, you know, if you stick to clothies being tailors. Excuse me. $170. We're getting there. Then we'll just go buy a book. Not only do you need to be a tailor, you basically get nothing without 80 skill points spent in finding cloth. Really? I didn't even know about that part. I hadn't bothered with it, so... Huh. Well, that sucks. Noted when I eventually go to do tailoring stuff. I want repair decor. I can only do cooking in my housing. Agreed. I want repair and crafting. I was like really excited to I got a pet. Got a sea pony. Anyway, I was really excited to do like crafting, like set up my backyard as this big old epic blacksmith area, and so I could do like crafting and stuff there. But you can't. I'm like, well, it's like, what? I don't know. I think it's lame that you can't do any crafting there. At least crafting. Like, no auction house, fine, whatever. But, come on. Just cooking? Really? I miss having profession on auction house alts. What's this go out into the world stuff? Fair. Valid. Fishmaster Kraken, yeah. Returning from Lark to announce that me and Zucker from ACNH are now married in game. Congrats. That's funny. I wish there was more, like, I don't know. I want to say value, more importance or whatever put on the marriage part, because like nothing changes. You can't get them to share a room. They don't really act that different besides hanging out more. I don't know. And they break up so easily. That's kind of one of my few complaints with Tamagotchi. I'm so worried about Wad Garrus in comparison. I think they took too far with it. What you can't do in housing. You want your characters to feel like they're doing their own thing there. Agreed. Hard agree, Toxie. Like, we don't need our own gardens to pick our own herbs or anything. Fine, whatever. Like, I would like that. I would like to have a garden where I, like, collect flowers and stuff. Because that would be cool. I would love to collect all the different herbs in game and have a garden for it. Like, how cool would that be? I don't know. There's just ways around that they could do that they just don't seem to want to do. Like, if they don't want me to profit out of my housing, fine. But I would love to collect every herb in game. So how you could do that is have it so you can collect seeds, right? And if you harvest it once, it's gone and doesn't respawn. So it would be for the sake of the collection, right? So if you can't just sit there and like wait for it to respawn and keep farming, and that's how you get bots, right? Fine. Just do a one and done seed. That way I could just collect it. That would be really fun. Have you collected all the Nax recipes? No. Do you do weekly runs of that place to collect the currency? Also no. I've collected... So it's like, I guess it's a half yes, half no. I've done everything with the new knack stuff except the tier 3. But I otherwise have all of that that's related to that stuff. Because not all of it's blocked by the tier 3 stuff. But it's not high on my priority list right now. I know a couple people now that can craft it. But it's going to cost a lot of gold. And I don't have that much gold right now. So that's a future me problem. Would you pick flowers in game and make a garden? I would totally do that, right? Like some Khadgar's beard, or Khadgar's whisker, and Arthas tears, and all these cool different flowers. Black lotus. Doesn't have to be farmable to be collectible. That's the only reason thing to have in housing, so it's just decorative fluff place? Yeah. Currently, yes. Use a garden to get dyes for your house and have it be BOA. Yeah, that's the other thing, too. If they didn't want us to profit off of it, make it BOA. Easy answer. That'd be cool. Khadgar's beard. Yeah, I was thinking of the Khadgar's whiskers. There is a plant called Khadgar's whiskers. I said beard for some reason. I know I've asked this before, but I kind of forgot what everyone thinks. What class spec gets reworked the least, do we feel? The least? Paladin's definitely up there. My Paladin hasn't changed that much from Legion. Like a little bit, but not like a lot. Paladin's definitely up there. Druid's pretty similar. Yeah, Destruction is definitely pretty similar. It's only missing a few things. Yeah, I think those would be my 3 picks. Maybe Warrior. Warrior, I don't feel like I've really changed. At least Fury. Fury hasn't changed hardly at all for me since Legion. Not that I'm complaining. I don't want it to change. I like it as it is. So maybe those would probably be my picks. Hard to say, because everything does get messed with to some extent. And everything got totally changed from MoP to Legion. So, like, my information on that would be Legion Plus, since Legion, because that was, I feel like, the last major totally redo of everything. I got the current Fury, actually. Yeah, Fury, same. I'm okay with the current Fury. I still miss some things that it used to be able to do. It used to have better self-healing, but besides that, it still plays relatively the same, and I am grateful for that. I've been playing my Fury Warrior a lot because of it, as you've seen. I think one of the Warrior ones doesn't change much. Yeah, agreed. Alright, what are we at now? 185. We're getting there. I feel like I played Arcane the same from Legion to DF, and then last 2 expansions is actually like it's going to be like this, and now this. Yeah, I could agree with that. Mage hadn't changed much between then and now. But now. Or to DF, at least. Because the DF reworks have been crazy to me. Yeah, they really have. Like, on one hand, I respect Blizzard's decision to try to keep things fresh and try to keep improving, right? But sometimes, especially when they do this, like, major pruning and major stripping, and I don't know, it never feels good to me. That's why I try not to keep up with it, because it just irritates me. I get really attached to, like, a play style, and I just want to play that. And then when it's gone, it's like having that character removed, almost. You know? I mean, I've made entire RP characters based on play styles and abilities that now doesn't even exist. And now that character is like, well, okay. So, like, you know. My partner keeps calling Outlaw Combat. I mean, yeah, he's not wrong. It's what it was. So that's fair. But I guess in Legion they did a few major ones too. Oh yeah, Legion was major. But for me, Legion was an upgrade. While I loved MoP's class design, WoD's kind of sucked. To me at least. having played Mop 1 and Legion, Legion is still superior. Because they really, to me, mind you, this is my opinion, really, really, really focus on what made that spec that spec. It was very spec heavy, as opposed to just class. And I really appreciated that because it made it feel like we had, at the time, 36 classes as opposed to 12. And it felt unique. So like Unholy was really Unholy Death Knight. Frost Death Knight was very different. Blood was very Blood. A lot of that is still kind of in-game, but it's kind of re-homogenized again. I liked the uniqueness and distinctness, the major distinctness between each spec. It made switching between specs feel like I was really changing specs. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I really liked that. You think they'd make housing more useful than a POI? Yeah, agreed. The thing I really miss is my Lockman is life tap, but it isn't needed anymore either. Yeah, that's fair. He's not wrong though. Yeah, it really is irritating me now. Totally a I told you so moment. Yeah, I know, I'm sorry. Well, he might call it combat just to mess with you. That's fair. That's what they're trying to do with Hunter, but yeah, because they've said it a few times. The direction they're going now, they're trying to simplify things, which, like, I respect the idea, right? But I've always enjoyed the complexity of classes. Some are more complex and some are more simple, right? I don't want all of them to be super simple. I liked the variety. And maybe, like, if they really wanted to simplify things, maybe pick one of the specs of a class to be really simple, and then the other two, you know, like maybe it's a gradual. I don't know. I just don't like everyone just being like, oh look, one button, push, push, push. That's so boring and unintuitive to me. Part of the thrill, even as a legacy player, is understanding how my class works. And really kind of, you know, utilizing my skills. I don't know. Do you have Necromedes, the base from DMF? I do. I've killed the Death Metal Knight several times a month since Legion and still don't have it. I do. I got that. No, who did I get it on? I got that back in. When did I get that? Shadowlands? I don't remember who I have it on. But I do have it. One of my characters does. Yeah, I'm currently at least, 100% done with everything Darkmoon Fair. Everything. It's not even in my ATT anymore. Because just a couple days ago, yeah, I finished the head cages finally. There was enough groups doing it finally on Moonguard that I threw all of my leathers and clothies at it, because those were the two helms I was missing, I think. And, yeah. Alright, we're at 190. What am I doing? I'm not done yet. 196. I gotta be 200. Hold on. 4 more. I'm jumping the gun. Hello, Kraken and crew. Have no fear, for I am here. Hello, Vampy. How you doing? Welcome. Glad to have you here. I've been really wanting to do that mace, and I keep forgetting to do it. It is really cool. I really like it. I only have it on one character, though. As much as I've done the Death Metal Knight for the helmets, I only ever got that guitar mace thing once. It's really low drop. And the only way I got it was like by hardcore multi-boxing it. In fact, I think it's probably on one of my other accounts. It's floating around somewhere. What are we doing in the fair today? I'm fishing until 200 for midnight fishing, and then I'm going to go buy a book and be done with the fishing. You know, at least for the leveling part. We're almost there, which is good because I'm getting sick of fishing. I love that guitar. I don't use it nearly enough. Fair. Oh, there we go. 200. Alright. Let's go buy that book. I have the currency. So. I got one of the cage helms, which felt great. Hey, congrats. Yeah, those are pretty low drop, too. It took me a while to get all of them. I don't like that they're armor specific, too. It's the same helmet, but armor specific. It drives me nuts. Oh, I do need to go turn that in, actually. Let me do that. There we go. Oh, I already got something for that. Cool. Alright. Let's see here. Where's the dun-dun spot? I don't actually... Does the vendor move around? Abundance. There's one. Any abundance vendor, they're always outside any of these spots. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Looks like there's one right here. I have no lifing Pokemon stored to 100% in my Pokédex. Nice! Good luck! Good luck. I know I want to do that at some point. It looks enjoyable. I want to fill up the Pokédex again. It's been a long time since I've done that. Let's see, where's the entrance? Here it is. Can I not talk to you? Okay. Let me reload. I need to figure out what's causing the interaction issue. I can't tell if that's base game or one of my add-ons. Wish I had an add-on to cheat the Darkmoon dance game. Fair. It's shield, so I felt sword needs to be done too. Perfect. Well, good luck. Alright, let's see. Let's look for this book. Yeah. You need renown rank for... You do need rep for the fishing book. So... You need rank 14. So I'm going to have to just fish the regular way. And it's 6,400 apparently. So I don't even have enough currency. Yeah. Rip. Alright, well, back to the fair then. That's okay, you tried. I had a feeling it would be locked behind something. Apparently I only need the male leather helm for the caged one. Nice, well good luck. You think they'll rebuild Dalaran bigger, badder? I hope so. They already said that they won't. But I'm hoping that's just Jaina being pissy. Because it was during that quest line, she's like, yeah, we're never going to rebuild it. I'm like, what do you mean we're never going to rebuild it? What's wrong with you? So, hopefully. Alright, back to the fair. That's okay, just 100 more to go. Yeah, I have everything in max, I stopped paying attention to it. Oh, you're fine, it's okay. I had a feeling. I don't. I only did Lore Master and then called it good, because that's kind of all I really care about right now. Everything else is what I am. Yeah, I'm 11 with the Amani. So, not worried about it right now. It'll happen over time. Let's see, let's pick a different spot. Or we'll go farm, we'll go over here. Love my beetle, it's so cute. Let's see. Do you know if you can, since I skipped War Within's fishing like a dum-dum, do you know if you can get fishing maxed to 300 with Kazalgar just in open water, or do you need pools? Does anyone happen to know? Alright, let me get the book back, or the fishing thing back out here. There we go. Alright, back to fishing. So I don't have the Moon or Darkmoon Rabbit. Oh, well, good luck. You can buy both of those, though they'd probably be expensive. You can open water it. Pools made it easier, I thought. You can do Kazalgar open water. Okay, cool. I'll probably just do open water. Maybe we'll do that after this. So I'm all caught up with fishing again. Because for Kazalgar, I think fishing is the only thing I'm missing for the max achievement of every profession thing. Let's see. Master of all. Mining for Dragon Isles. Ironically. Is fishing not a part of that? Let's see. Algari Master. Oh no, it's mining. Okay. It's not fishing. Well, I need to do fishing anyway. Interesting that they don't include fishing in this. I guess because it's a secondary. Yeah, it's the primary professions. Okay. Midnight Fisher's shop sign. Oh, we get decor for fishing the max achievement. That's funny. I didn't know that. I haven't even looked. Huh. Alright. Well, there you go. Pretty sure War Within Fishing was open water to max, but it might take longer than pools. Okay. That's good to know. I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. Did it off the coast of Isle of Dorn. Perfect. We'll probably just go do that. Y'all are a joy to talk to, so it's... I like to keep my fishing to the streams. Because trying to get myself to fish outside of streaming, I just want to die. So, like... Y'all make it tolerable. I almost said terrible. That too. But we'll see how long it takes us to get 300 here. Hey, we help. You do, and I appreciate it. Fishing, fishing, fishing. Everyone is great company. Absolutely. You're all wonderful company. Let's see here. There we go. Wonderful. Alright, Kraken, when you decide to go on your Pokemon catching journey, let me know. I have a website and a YouTuber that will make it less hair pulley. Perfect. Well, thank you, Vampy. Thank you, I appreciate it. Oh, my mouse is full. Don't need to keep that plugged in now. There we go. Is the death metal concert only at like 5:30, 6:30, etc.? Yes. It's every hour on the half hour. And if no one is there after a few minutes, the death metal night will despawn. So you gotta be there like right when it's there. And keep in mind, he scales and he hurts like a mofo. So he is ouchies. So definitely do it on like a high pop server or with a group if you can. Sword is less stressful than Shield was. Really? That's interesting. He's not fun. I tried to solo him. Same. I also tried to solo him. Unless you're really geared or a tank who's also really geared, don't. I remember being beat up by him once. Yep, he will beat the tar out of you. He lives up to his name. He is absolutely the death metal knight. We can use 200 maces again. Let's see. All the plate classes. Survival. Druid. Monk. Shaman. I think that's it. But keep in mind the stats. If it's a strength 2-hand, you'll have to do the plate wearers. If it's an agility two-hand, you'll have to do the mail and leather wearers. So depending on what one you're getting it from, you know, if it's like spec or dependent or not. I just forgot about that with Shaman. Yep, Shaman technically can. It's less than they used to because they're unfortunately one of the ones, like enhancement, it still requires dual wielding. You used to be able to do both. That is one of the changes I was grumpy about with Legion. And like they fixed Frost. They let Frost use a two-hander again, but they didn't do that for enhancement. And one of the reasons I'm grumpy about it is from WoD, I have an orc who uses specifically Blackhand's Mace, which is two-hand, because RP-wise, he's a relative of Blackhand, because I really like Blackhand, he's cool. But he can't use that anymore. I have to go and Elemental for it, and guess what's not as metal? Elemental as a caster. Still grumpy. It will be till they fix it. I know, it's been a decade. Leave me alone. Good Mace is one of the few non-hunter weapons. Oh yeah, is it? I thought survival could use two-hand maces. Is that the one weird one that they couldn't? Well, not survival then, never mind. But monk and shaman definitely can. And druid, if it's agility. Only swords and polearms? That's so weird. I don't understand that. If you can swing one two-hander, you should be able to swing any two-hander, in my opinion. Survival can use swords, polearms, and staves for two-hand. Strange. I think Evoker can equip two-hand maces. Can they? I haven't actually looked. Probably has to be like intellect based or something. Just thinking about Evoker. Yeah, there might be another one. That makes sense. They could technically use 10 Agi axes, if any existed. Fair. That is fair. Yeah, there are some stat weapon combos that they just don't really do for some reason. Here we go. You know what I wish they did more of? Wands. I like wands. I know that sounds funny, but I love using wands on casters because you actually get an auto attack as a caster. In case anyone didn't know that, using a wand enables auto attack. Ranged, casting auto attack. And warlocks do this cutest little, like, death skull thing that's like, and it chases the prey around. Or prey. Whoever your target is. I don't know why I said prey. So, like, why can't we do that? I like that. Why can't staves do that? We've seen a few two-hand int maces. Druid, Shaman, Evoker, and Holy Paladin can use them. True. Yeah. Fairly rare, but they're around. That's what I enjoy when I level casters in Classic. Yay, wands! Great if you run out of mana. Exactly! And you could do what I call the hunter effect, where you right-click on something and accidentally auto-attack it from a distance. Whoops. It's kind of funny, honestly. That's actually how I learned that wands have auto-attack. Oh, what raid was I even raiding? I don't even remember. Back in the day. I was doing something, and I was on a warlock. I was in a raid. I don't remember what expansion now. But I right-clicked the boss and accidentally pulled it because I did not realize that wands have an auto-attack for casters. I didn't get kicked or anything, but I was like, I'm so sorry, I didn't know. They're like, it's okay, most people don't know. So, now I know. So true, that pesky right click. Guess I'm in combat now. Exactly. He was so funny. That's how I learned. I learned the hard way. 224. We're getting there slowly. Hey, look, I can craft Voidstorm now. Ooh. I'm ascending. Wands are so rare now. They are, and I'm kind of sad about it. I like wands a lot. Oh well. What do you do? I would definitely use wands a lot more too if they had like a wand heirloom. I would love a wand heirloom. I know that sounds weird, but that way like all my alts could use it and I could use it for leveling. So that would be cool. What's going on? Thank you for a stream and have a good one all. Have a good day, Renal. Thank you so much for being here. Have a good day. Why don't we have wand heirlooms? We have offhands. I don't know. We don't have an intellect dagger or an intellect sword either. So if you want to do an offhand with a dagger or a sword, you don't have that option. Like there's a mace, but guess who can't use one-handed maces? Mages. So if you wanted to do an offhand and a one-hand as heirlooms as a mage, you have to use one of the strength or agility ones and just kind of take the hit. Which kind of annoys me because I'm like, I love having the sword and the offhand look on my warlocks. I think it looks really cool. But no. They're lacking in that department. Which then kind of further irks me that they added a Warglaive, intellect Warglaive for the new spec for demon hunters. When we don't even have regular Warglaives. Alright. Don't understand the main hand weapons. I mean, it's a dagger. Can I just hold it? My lock doesn't use it anyway. Right? Yeah, it is a little funny. I know weapons, I always feel like it's something Blizzard's done kind of weirdly. Demon Hunters feel like Blizzard's new favorite child. They get a lot of attention. It's funny, they get both a lot and not enough at the same time. They get enough to get like a new spec and like new heirlooms and new lore, but not enough to get better customization besides a pair of eyes or have it actually be for both factions. You know what I mean? Like, it's so like a lot and not enough. I don't know. It's funny. Yeah, Sword for Warlock is super cool. It is. It really is. I love using Sword on Warlocks. Especially since there's a lot of really cool, like, Fel and Demony and Legion-y based swords. So it looks great with a lot of Warlock Mog. And I like the idea that a Warlock, you know, if their demon ain't doing the job or, you know, they're out of mana or something, they just run up and stab you. Like, I feel like they would be the ones to do that over a mage or a priest. Just be like, fine, I'll do it myself. Stab. It's like, nice. Human, orc, demon hunters, please, and trolls and gnomes. Agreed. Branch out some of the races here. Warlocks, I cast knife. Exactly. Yes. They were just designed so well. They can do a lot and don't have a lot of button bloat before. I was like, oh, this is so nice. I get why there are so many demon hunters. A demon hunter's awesome. And it hasn't changed that much, like a little bit. I don't care for some of the current changes, obviously, as you know, but yeah, I just love Demon Hunter. I'm not a fan of the new spec, Devourer. I think it's better in group content. It's not great solo for me. But I do really enjoy Vengeance and Havoc. Or at least, you know, ignoring the Midnight versions. I always felt like they were always meta, at least for tanks, for a while I was doing M+. And Vengeance is definitely up there with one of the favored tanks, it seems. I don't know why, but I would assume because of mobility, and it does really good damage usually. At least it feels like you do pretty good damage. Just have a nice toolkit. And yeah, I don't understand Devour. And I want to like it. I was like really excited that we were finally getting a second Void spec. So you know how I feel about that. Void being one of the most important and most influential elemental powers for Azeroth, and yet we only have one spec, not even an entire class, and that part's still true, dedicated to it. We don't have a Shadow/Void class. We just have Shadow Priest and now Demon Hunter Devourer. We have like a whole class dedicated to it. I don't know. I guess it's typical with a new spec or class. It'll not get nerfed so hard because it's new. Yeah, that's fair. The new spec for Demon Hunter is the K-pop Demon Hunter. But they'll like buff Devourers still, or do nothing to it, and leave something like Feral Druid or Arcane Mage in the basement. Yep. New toy syndrome. I don't want to play with you anymore. You know, that whole thing. We're up to 239. We're getting there. I'm dying inside, but we're getting there. And then we'll go fish in Khazalgar, because at least Khazalgar we'll have something to look at. Here it's like, where even are we? I don't know. Nothing to look at. It's just purple horizon. I think I broke it. Exactly. Yeah, you know what I was referring to. Oh, stretchies. One buttoning unholy still. Fair. Didn't have to do that last season. Oh, yeah. Going crazy. This song cracks me up. This song, the Darkmoon Fair music, will always make me think of old machinimas. WoW machinimas. Because it got used a lot for funny moments. Or chaos. That and a lot of the Kata music gets used for chaotic moments. So it always makes me think of that. I tried to do midnight opening scenario on Arcane Mage, got smashed. Switched to Frost and one buttoned it still though. But one more tune done. Fair. And yeah, the opening scenario, similar to the War Within one, for whatever reason is just a little overtuned for fresh characters. It's not great. So, don't blame you. Beep boop, sadly we didn't get the heroics Slaria killed tonight, but we can now get to phase 3 pretty reliably, so fingers crossed we'll get it tomorrow. Hello, Funuggy, and good luck tomorrow, and congrats on some progression. I meant Illyria. Oh, good. I was like, who's Celeria? I would have believed you. I don't know who the new raid bosses are. That's funny. But congrats, though. It's Celeria now. Exactly. The unknown 5th Windrunner sibling. I knew it! Blizzard, that's how Blizzard's gonna keep it going. Once they get their mileage out of the Windrunner sisters and possibly their brother now, because he's been ghosted, literally. They'll just start coming in with cousins and aunts and uncles, and oh look, there's more Windrunners over here. Celeria Zal cosplaying as Illyria. Yep, I can see it. That's funny. Wasn't he only in the old WoW comics previously? Yeah, I don't think he was ever actually in game before. Like, he was canon, obviously, but I think it's the first time he's actually been in game, because he died during the attack on the Sunwell. That was before, like, WoW was ever, you know, in existence, lore-wise. Soloed it no problem on level 88 Shadow Priest, so happy that it doesn't scale. Life a chair. Here's a Windrunner hiding in a decor duels. Exactly. In-laws, and the real drama begins. Yeah. Same thing they did with Tandred Proudmoore back in BFA. True. But at least that one was kind of cool. I'm not a Windrunner fan. I don't know, I liked Tandred. And they didn't, like, you know, make him stay more than he was welcome. It was just kind of a neat little side thing. Next expansion confirmed. World of Warcraft. Oops. All Windrunners? Oh no! Oops, all Windrunners. No, please. No more Windrunners. Let's do someone else. Who's Tandred? That's one of Jaina's brothers. Jaquanda Windrunner. We're getting into the extended family. Tandred is one of Jaina's brothers. Was he the one at the... No, that's Derek. Derek was the one at the bottom of the ocean. Tandred was the one stuck in a time storm thing out on the ocean for like ever. With the Navy. I think. Been a hot minute since I've read that questline. Yeah, previously he was only canon to the WoW TTRPG. Hey, look at that! See, anything can happen. Look at that. I thought it was only Derek. No, she's got two. Derek and Tandred. If they wanted to, Sylvanas could do a Dante. She frees her soul from the Maw as she absolves the souls from the Maw. Possibly, yeah. Oops. There we go. I mean, we know she can leave at will, apparently. She already showed she could. As much as I'm not a Sylvanas fan, I am curious to see what they're going to do with the whole Shadowlands and Sylvanas thing. Because her, in that cutscene, ironically, alluding to the Shadowlands not being what it seemed, I'm like, well, I know that. So I'm curious what they're going to do with it. I hope it's something interesting. People only read Inferno for some reason and forgot the other two parts of it. Probably this is the best one. I don't know. I mean, elves stay healthy for a really long time. Huge family possibilities. True. But considering how much elficide we've had over the course of Warcraft's history, I'm surprised there's any elves left. I considered running a WoW TTRPG game at one point, with how much have been added to the game over the years. I had to do so much homebrewing, and I don't wanna. Yeah, I don't blame you. Someone say Sylvanas. No, go back to bed, Nadia. Specifically been for my guildies. People forget Purgatorio and Paradiso. Well, I legitimately thought you were talking about Dante from DMC, so... I don't know. I was like, did he do that in the new game? I hadn't played the new one yet. So... There we go. I was talking about Dante Inferno. Gotcha. 258. Soon. Soon we'll get a change of scenery. Thinking about playing through Warcraft 1, 2, and 3 to gather all the lores. I did hear recently too that Warcraft 3... they brought back the option of playing the original version now? Is that true? I haven't looked. Because the remaster was cool and all, but they changed some of the lore in it and I didn't care for it. The original was better. Which is a bummer, because it's always sad when remasters and remakes just don't go hit. I like remasters and remakes when they're done well. So, you know. Very dicey territory on that, I think. Never a doubt in my mind. Oh. Fishing. Well, I'll have lots of Darkmoon Daggermon and other random things to sell at least. So that's good. I want Tyrande to be like, how are you here, Sylvanas? I don't even know if we'll even see Tyrande, because she's retired, so it'll be Chandris as far as I know. I don't think we'll see a lot of Tyrande and Malfurion, which I'm fine with, honestly. Wish they would retire Draina. It just sounds like Tyrande though for some reason. Well, she is her daughter. Not by blood, but she did raise her. Tyrande went from Vengeance Incarnate to I'm sleepy, I must retire very quick. She did. She did. She's been through a lot, and she's like, yep, I'm just gonna spend time with my husband now, goodbye. I'm like, you know what? Get out of here, I respect it. Go be with your husband. Be gone. We see Tyrande in how many months are elves pregnant? I really doubt she'd get pregnant, because if they... A, she's super old. And B, unless they change the lore on it, as a priestess of Elune, she'd lose her power if she did. Hence why they don't have any actual children and she adopted instead. But that's old lore, so... I don't know if they still adhere to that. That's from ye olden days. Wish they'd retire Maev. Her voice grates me so much. Really? I love Maev. Aww. She's actually one of the few female characters I really like. I love that she's so bitchy. And has, like, a serious hate boner for Illidan. She smokes too much. Yeah. Vargas and Tropes #1 way to ruin female character too. Yeah, agreed. I can't stand them. It's definitely a good way to ruin it. It's always the worst in any show. Yeah, she's hateful AF. She is. And she doesn't hide it, which I kind of respect. They should bang. Wish they'd change some characters' outfits. They do every so often. I know Maev is sad though, speaking of her. After Illidan left, if you go talk to Maev in Legion, she's super sad because she's like, the hunter is nothing without the hunt, and just kind of disappears. Have we even seen her since? Has she even done anything since? She lost her hate boyfriend, so... She appears in the Midnight campaign near the end. Okay. I haven't done the 2 new chapters. I know what happens, roughly, but I haven't actually done them in person. Because Silver and I wanted to do them together, but she works so much now. 6 days a week, and, you know, like 10 hours a day practically. So she gets home, we hang out for a couple hours, and then she goes to bed. So I don't know if that'll happen. I might have to talk to her and see what we should do about that. Yeah, she's been in BFA in Midnight. Was she in BFA? What'd she do in BFA? I'm for some reason drawing a complete blank. Where was she in BFA? Just being her usual hateful self, calling Blood Elves idiots. Ah, that's fair. Well, at least she's on brand. At least we could respect that Maev hasn't been, like, I don't know, weirdly out of character. She always feels pretty... Oh, duh, the Darkshore thing. Thank you, Nadia. Durr. Durr, 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 durr. That is BFA, isn't it? Derp. Should I make my own guild just for Guild Bank? I think you should. I use my Guild Bank constantly, and it's really nice to have all of my characters in it. So, I think it's handy still. But that is up to you. She went with you and Chandras to find Tyrande. Yeah, you're right. And she was there in the Darkshire Warfront too. I totally blanked on that for some reason. Finding 4 other souls is the pain. Well, if you have alt accounts, you can use your alt accounts. If they're subbed anyways. And you probably don't, but if you did, it's an option. You don't? Yeah, I figured most people don't, so don't worry about it. Oh, so y'all drink water. Hydrate, it's good for you. Well, it's still every 2 casts. So, we're 273 now. I wasn't kidding though when I said they should bang. I generally think it would be the best for my well-being. Bring her back for a reunion when they shove Illidan back into the story. For once, Nadia, I do agree with you. I can't agree with you there. I love her and Illidan's little hate-love relationship thing. And the sass that they had, especially in like a Cathedral of Eternal Night, pleases me. Where's the can of worms? There it is. Hell yeah, shaking your head, Kraken, absolutely. They just do away with their requirement. Well, it is a guild. It's meant to be for 4 people, or for multiple people rather. And just think, that's when they lowered it. It used to be 10. I mean, it hasn't been 10 for a long time, but it was originally 10. Those shoulders, that's how I know it's her. True, that is true. She's a very iconic silhouette. Gotta love some good sass. Yes. That's kind of why I'm liking Umbric and Ramoth so much, because they're so... Especially Ramoth, jeez. I never saw Ramoth as the bitchy, mean sort. He's always so quiet. Like, yeah, he was never particularly super friendly, but this, like, just the fangs out. I was like, whoa! I'm kind of here for it. I'm usually not, but I'm kind of here for it. Ramoth and Maiev would get on. I don't know about Ramoth and Maiev, but Ramoth and Umbric for sure. When she wakes up with a new demon hunter, she says Illadari like a slur. Like, yes, clean. Pop off. Yeah, she really does. Sylvanas Anduin should wait. This is a rabbit hole. No, I told you, Alex, I don't like aunts and nephews getting together. It's so gross. Ew. No. They're the best thing about Midnight. They're hot. Same with Astalor. Astalor's awesome. Sylvanas and Anduin are not related. Sylvanas. Oh, Sylvanas. I read Jaina. I'm sorry. Because I know you support that one too. But also, still ew. Sylvanas and Anduin? Yuck. Ew. He's literally... She literally would be his abusive... She's... Ugh. And Sylvanas already has a boyfriend anyway. It's Nathanos. Exactly. She's already hooked up. Anduin and Jaina? No, Jaina's a 3,000-year-old dreadlord. Funny thing? I would only support it if Jaina was actually a dreadlord. Are they still together, though? We have not seen him. They're supposed to be. Sylvanas and Anduin was gross. Yeah, they're hooked up already. I was so convinced she was a dreadlord before Legion. I still think she's a dreadlord. Like... I liked BFA Jaina a lot. She, like, redeemed herself in my eyes, because I always hated Jaina. I couldn't stand her. But then she went right back to it in War Within, and I'm so annoyed. Because she became just mean and weird again. And I'm not happy about it. It makes me sad. I liked BFA Jaina. That was the real Jaina. The Jaina we have now must be Dreadlord Jaina again. Anduin and Rathian have a thing. They do. I hope they continue that. Because it was cute. Like heated rivalry levels of situationship 10 plus years. Thanos fell into a plot hole. Yeah. I want you to know I'm imagining it as a literal pothole, but plot hole. So he stepped into it and fell and he's stuck there like, help. Yeah, Big Daddy party across Azeroth would end the war, but create so many more problems. Just like a Redicron. No, a Redicron's not in a plot hole. He's just not here yet. Redicron is next expansion. That's when he'll be back. Jaina is still mad that Thrall hasn't divorced his wife for her yet. I know, that whole thing makes me so sad. They should have been together, honestly. But Blizzard didn't want that because they didn't want to promote cross-faction stuff. / eye roll. It's fine, I guess. If anything, Thrall dodged a bullet with how bipolar Jaina is. Jaina and Kellic being together. Yeah, but they haven't been together in a long time. They broke up. And we know Kellic has the eyes on that panda dragoness who doesn't even give him the time of day, so... Poor Kellic's over there busy being lovesick with someone who doesn't even like him. He seems to have a habit at that. Ridicron's in the break room enjoying a cigarette and some tailored coffee. That is an amazing image. You know what? Come on, don't make me like a Ridicron here. I'm kind of loving that. Yeah, I don't know if that will ever be a thing again. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? The more we talk about, the more we realize we're all unhappy in relationships. They're all unhappy in relationships, but a few. Yep. Yep. They really are. I feel like we only have 2 happy couples in the entirety of WoW. And that's like, Thalyssra and Lorthamar. And hopefully that doesn't change. Because they're very cute together. And then Matthias and whatever her face. Oh yeah, I guess 3. Tyrande and Malfurion. Dur. So you'd be right. And then Matthias and, oh balls. Flynn. So I guess we have 3 happy sets of couples. I cannot think of anybody else. I guess Gen and his wife Mia. But she is not, like, ever front and center. We know so little about Mia. She's barely around. And I don't even know if they're happy together, if I'm honest. In his cave that's theorized to be Northrend smoking out the window till we sail up. That's amazing. There's an artist in Blue Sky that used to do really good tests and doing comic that made me galaxy brain, so now I really like that ship. But I feel like they might just shove him in Faerun if anyone, or maybe he'll die alone. Yeah, it's hard to say what they'll do with Anduin. I'm not usually the shipping sort, like I don't default to that. But I feel like just Tess and Faerun, just they don't have any chemistry with Anduin. Like, shipping headcanons is fun, but speaking legitimately in the game, I don't know. Especially him and Tess, they barely know each other. I feel like he knows Faerun better than he does Tess. And she's over there being Queen of Gilneas now, so I don't know that we'll see much of Tess. Khadgar and Medivh! Alright, I can see it. I had to think about that one. Is Tyrande happy though with Malfurion since he often disappears for long periods of time? She says she is. She says she is. So I don't know. 291, 292. We're almost done here. There's a lot of potential with Anduin though. Just make him gay, period. And like have they ever spoken? Talia is cute too. Yeah, Talia. Talia is also cute. I like Talia a lot. We haven't seen a lot of her in a while though. Has she showed up in midnight? I like Talia, but she might be with her dad, Bolvar, because I know they were trying to connect during Shadowlands, which I thought was sweet. But she's another one, like, her and Anduin know each other, but it's very, like, minuscule. I don't think they work together much. You know, like the Train Eye ladies. I'll do a whole look at how she held her Tuan mace like a monk. Yeah, Talia is awesome. I like her design. She's as badass as her father, and I think one of the few female characters that I actually do actively like. Velen killed Jaden. Okay, Bren, now you're getting into my territory. I never shipped Velen and Kil'jaeden ever until when Kil'jaeden died. That moment, that brief moment they shared, I was like, oh no, did they have something? I might have cried a little. Yes! And he touches his face, and it looked like he was crying. I was like, wait, what is this? You can't do this with me, Blizzard! And then he blows up. I'm like, wait! Whoa, that changes everything! That makes it so personal. Yeah. I'm still... Man, I forgot about that. Dude. No wonder Valen's depressed. She is in Midnight? That's right. She's around the Sunwell? Actually? I don't remember. Probably will see her as soon as we do Shadowlands stuff again. Probably. Whereas Boulevard, we could use him. Last I heard, unless they've changed it, I don't know if there's any updates, but Boulevard, and most of the Death Knight, some went to go help the Light's Hope, but they're dealing with the Scourge. Because remember, after Shadowlands, supposedly the Scourge are running wild up in Northrend, even though we don't see it in game yet. We might see that next expansion. Because there's no Helm of Domination to control them. So they're just going apeshit up there, I guess. That's the last I've heard of it. I don't know if they're still going to play into that. Because that's what the Helm of Domination was. It was to dominate the undead, to control them. And without it, well... Back when they were too scared to MLM, so they blew one of them up. Yep, exactly. Salandria and Talia have a quest chain together. Who is Salandria? I don't know who that is. Oh, we forgot about Veltois and the Blue Dragon. Oh, yeah! Veltois and, what's her name? I know who you're talking about. It's, Balls. I should know her name. I've done that quest so many times. I know who you're talking about. They are kind of cute. Stellagosa, thank you. That's the one. I think it's Stellagosa. Yes. If Zell was smart, if she was smart, she could use the Scourge to advantage. If she is smart, which is not. It's really unfortunate too, like on that note about Zal, because I really like Legion and BFA. Xalatath, she seems so cunning and brilliant and conniving. She's really not in these, hey, there we go. In these last couple expansions. I'm kind of, I don't know, maybe that's just me. She's felt very mustache twirly. Alright, let's go, do Kazilgar fishing. She could forge a new helm and give it to someone. She could. And I'm still annoyed with what they did with the Helm of Domination. They turned it into the Burger King crown and gave it to Peladork. Curious to see if they're going to do something with that. So Landry is the Blood Elf orphan who grew up adopted. Right, the adopted daughter of Liadrin. Thank you. I kind of forget about her because she's new, not a new character, but new in terms of like they're actually using her. Thank you. Let's see, is this a safe area to fish? Seems like it. We shall fish here. Now she's just running and doing, oh god, exactly. Yeah, I'm sick of several years of, haha, I'll part my master plan, and didn't even understand an inch. Yeah, same, honestly. Like, I'm all for a villain playing some Epica D5 chess, right? I'm totally down for that. But I feel like, maybe it's just me, Blizzard does he does it too much. Like, to me, Denathrius was believable, because he's the god of the Dreadlords, right? Fine. That's believable. The Jailer, though, I could kind of see it. Just because it does tie in with Lice Crown and makes sense. Even if I don't like most of it. Fine, right? I don't know, but the rest of it... Because the old lore, it was the old gods pulling all the void strings, right? Well, now apparently it's Xalatath, and I'm like, Get the plate cage helm. Also, Death Metal Knight loot is only once a month. Yep. Yes, yes it is. And it is spec specific, so make sure you do it on the correct armor type of the ones you need. It will not drop on other classes. Unless you for some reason got played on a non-plate wearer. Liadrin really makes me like paladins. I do like Liadrin a lot. I've always liked Liadrin, and I'm glad her character is just kind of improved even more. She's one of the ones I do still like. I already had the plate helms trying to get the mace. Oh, that's right. That's right. You're not the one trying to get the helms. I'm sorry. But yeah, Death Metal Knight loot is once a month per character. So, once per Darkmoon Fair. Xalatath is not nearly as wacky, kooky, insane as they teased in the War Within Nerebar, apparently. Nerebar cinematic, and that is very disappointing. Yeah, I agree. I really love her in the cinematics. I really love like how they portray her that way, but I don't know, in game I just haven't cared for it. I just don't mother. Well, she is very old. I do need 2 of the armor types for the helm though, but the focus is the mace right now. Fair, well good luck. Her origin cinematic where she's the Ash baby meme is so good and so spooky. It's alright. I feel like I would have liked that more if we didn't have War Within. And this is just me. I legitimately feel like I would still like Xalatath a lot if we didn't have Xalatath in War Within. And I only say that because War Within is the one that kind of ruined my perception of her. Midnight so far, she's kind of interesting. So if we just skipped War Within entirely, I think I would still like her. I don't know. It just felt like a lot of mustache twirling and dumb dead plots for her. Especially after the hype with the early cinematics. They should have brought some of that spookiness about her into the game. Yeah, I agree. I got a sad rock. Apparently it's a sad rock. Why is it sad? Use. Share your best joke. Laughter is the best medicine. What? What is this? It's a gray item. Anuvius tells a sad joke. Sad rock a joke. Well, now it's a happy rock. It looks happier than you do. And you do too. What? What is this? Why is this rock sentient? Anyway. The rocks from fishing make me laugh, right? How does one know a rock is sad or not? I don't know! It just said it was a sad rock, so I clicked on it and it turned into a happy rock. What does that even mean? Demon rock, right? There's a lot of items like that from midnight fishing. That's so random. Random flavor items crack me up. Aw, sad rock. Right? It's like, is it a piece of an earthen or something? Like, what's going on here? Alright, well I need to run to the restroom real fast, because that coffee has finally gone through me. We won't take an official break, but I'll be right back just to be a minute. Alright, I'm back. There we go. Anyway. I would have been faster, but my mom was like, can you taste the mole for me? Make sure it's good. She made some mole. So, I did. And it was delicious. She's always worried it won't taste good. I'm like, Mother, it's fabulous. It's funny. The War Within music's so lovely. Much prefer it to Midnight, I think. I do really like, I gotta agree, I do really like Midnight, or, well, I really like both, honestly. I don't know which one I prefer. I like them both. Really liked Fireack as a villain, Slay. I did like Fireack as a villain. And I say that with the premise of... well, I suppose with an asterisk. As a standalone villain, I like him. But I was very, very disappointed with the... what they did with the proto-aspects, or whatever you want to call them. Incarnates, that's what they were called. Overall. Only because I really liked them because they were a team. I felt like they were going to rival, like truly rival the aspects, and it was going to be badass and awesome. But that didn't happen. They broke apart almost immediately. Razageth died before they even came back. And she was cool. I don't know. Bummed me out. Well, that sounds like my mom, and you constantly reassure her that her food tastes good. She's an amazing cook. Yep. It's mostly because she's like, well, I don't know if I can taste well enough after the COVID stuff. I'm like, you can. It tastes fantastic. It's gone now. It's funny. Poor Razageth, she was cool. She was. I'm still disappointed about that, honestly. Toddler Jane and Anduin should have a thing. Not you two. Come on now. You and Alex can go sit in the corner together. I wanted to see Razageth's visage form. Same! Because the other incarnates look freaking awesome. Like, somehow, in some way, Iridikron is hot. He's literally just a sharp-toothed shark dragon maw rock man. And yet, somehow, they made him attractive. I'm like, how did you do that? Seriously. I don't know. Wish Razageth could have stuck around. She seemed really cool. And that's the thing, too. After learning all the lore, because I read all the quests and read the book and everything for Dragonflight, I'm inclined to agree with the Incarnates. I think Alexstrasza is in the wrong, and her and Razageth I wanted to make up. But they didn't, and she died instead. I'm bummed about that. Just for a queen and the way she screamed ruin that got stuck in my head after hours of prog. Oh, come on, I'm sure she won't hurt him that bad. I agree with you, Kraken. He is so hot. He really is. I don't understand how he can be, but he is. So I've read all the quests as well past the expansion. I'm like, oh god, are we the bad guys? We really are! Like... It's funny because the Titans are definitely the alien invaders. Like, if you look at it this way, the Proto-Drakes are the original dragons of Azeroth, right? They are the natural native species of Azeroth. And then the Titans come in and create all of these Titan creations, take over an order, and even physically mutate some of the dragons, who then split. And, what makes it worse, the Aspects literally became racist against the Proto-Drakes, who they used to be. And you even see it still reflected in Dragonflight. They're even racist against a tiny little baby Proto-Drake. You do the daycare quests, you'll find out at the end there. I was actually blown away. So what was your takeaway from Dragonflight? The Aspects are racist. What? That should not be my takeaway. I feel like it didn't change. I'm so, like, confused about that. I'm like, wait a second. Well, I mean, they should go around killing everyone, but the Incarnates are kind of correct. Yeah. Made me like the aspects a lot less, which made me really sad. So. A lot of Dragonflight was the result of how badly the aspects treated everyone. Yes, exactly! That is the perfect way to sum it up. Yes. I was blown away by it. Alexstrasza and Razaka, that should have made out. What? Yeah, I think the hints of the Titans being terrible aren't even hints. Like Azeroth so obviously being locked up and making Earthen into Theragar to get her free, but the Titans write it as if the Theragar attacked World Core, blah blah blah. Yeah, exactly. Like, and the thing too about the Titans is like, I don't necessarily see them as evil, unless that changes. They're logic based. Think of it as dealing with computers. They're very black and white, right? It is or is not. Because they're order. They're like, as of right now, the highest form of order, and that's literally what they do. They go across the cosmos ordering planets to try to perfect them. And so, it's not even out of malice, as far as I can tell. It's a logic thing. Which is cool, and I'm totally cool with that. I like that. But that's where it gets sticky with us, because the Titans don't like us either. I mean, the result of the end of Dragonflight, right, was we had to kind of free the dragon aspects from Titan control, loosely. So, I don't know. It's just fascinating to me. The way Alexstrasza says egg is enough to justify me dislike her. Egg. Basically, every cosmic force wants to be the overwhelming winning even order. Exactly. Yep. I must say, I don't know if you've played Harandar. I have, but I love the idea that Azeroth was originally resting in those roots in the middle before the Titans took her, even if it is a retcon. I have, and ironically, I kind of do, like, I do but don't. My thing on that is not that I dislike that, but I like the idea that it was actually Y'Shaarj, one of the 4 original old gods, because there is so much pointing to him there. There's a lot of both, and I'm curious to see what they're going to do with that, because there's a lot of old god lore, a lot of old god prophecy, and it fits a little too well. You even see Shah there. I mean, when you go into the Nightmare and you go into, well, not the Nightmare, I guess it's kind of the Nightmare, that weird dream state version, what are all the beasts? They're Shah. They just don't call them that. And if you think of it this way, during the Harandar questline, they hear her voice or whatever, right? What do we use to stop the voices? Alm dust. What is alm dust? It's Azerite. Why would Azerite stop her own voice if it's her blood? Maybe I'm reading too deep. But there's a lot. There's a lot in there. If you want to replay Harandar's quest lines with that lens and kind of squint at it a little bit, it's sus to me. I don't know. It probably is just Azeroth. I'm probably looking too deep into it. But he said he would come back, and he hasn't yet. So we'll see what happens. The Dragonflights and the Titans have a thing with showing up almost too late every time things go bad, and then ignore the world until it's almost too late again. What are they doing there in their downtime? Right, exactly, man. Ordering other worlds, I guess. Hadn't even thought of that. I know N'Zoth has a new model they mined a while back, so I assume they'd be bringing back Old Gods somehow. I thought the voice of the World Soul being too overwhelming was a bit strange. I thought it'd be the opposite. Yeah, it's interesting. There's a lot there, I don't know. I could be reading too deep into it, but since I love the Old God lore as much as I do, I don't know. Like, there's definitely what's one of the lines? Her heart is a crater and we have filled it. Like, there's a lot of stuff like that that the Old Gods have said in the past that kind of fits what's going on. I don't know. So that's where that's the lore I love, is that deep stuff. It may not even be true anymore. Who knows? But I don't know. My mind went to different dust. I just hit things with my sword. You're fine, Chan. It's all good. I don't know. I like that theory that it could be Yasharaj. He was the most powerful of the 4 old gods too. So much so that Aman'Thul himself had to rip him out of the planet. Which, mind you, is how the Well of Eternity was made. Because it was literally an Azerothian wound. It was a hole. And she bled into it. And so it was an Azerite well. Which is why the Legion wanted it so badly, because it was super powerful. Powerful enough to bring Kljay and the others into our plane of existence. Or at least they were going to. I'm gonna go play, have a great stream. Have a good day, Chan. Thank you for being here. I always just assumed the point of Harandar was it was telling us a lot of Azeroth is just World Soul related and claimed by the Titans. That's probably true. Like, that probably is what it's doing. I'm probably reading too deep into it. But with how much old lore that we have that fits a little too well, I am curious to see if it is going to be just face value or if there is more to it. Yeah, I want to see the Elena here that he also ripped from the world. Yes, exactly. I want to see what all that's about. Like, there's so much there, and I'm really hoping they do it justice. Because we're supposed to see the conclusion of all that, apparently, next expansion. Supposedly. If they still adhere to that, I don't know. Because they're, quote-unquote, supposed to wrap up all the Titan stuff in Last Titan. Hence the name. I'm expecting to be disappointed, though, I'm not gonna lie. We'll see. The girl's been through hell. She really has. Aman'Thul's got hands. He does. Dude's a old god yoinking machine. I like the idea of the green dragon that flew far over the sea, and the other dragons dreamed of her having a brood. I want to see that too. Yeah, there's a whole lot there that hasn't been seen. It's interesting. We'll find out if they ever do anything. Hope it's just planned for the future and not retconned. Agreed. Agreed, Bren. There's so much that I love in this old, deep lore like that I feel like just ends up getting forgotten and or purposely retconned. And I'm like, yeah, it makes me sad, honestly. Because that's the stuff I love. Just assuming the next patch is Snake Loa Island and the Old Gun Emissary that was buried beneath it. Yeah, that makes sense. I could see it. That would make sense. Let's see, where are we at here? 57? Yeah. Slowly getting there. Yeah. That's all the stuff I love. The zone stories, the deep lore, the old lore, the world building. That's the stuff I love about WoW. I honestly could care less about a lot of the main campaigns. If I'm completely honest. I usually don't like them. I think the only main campaign, you know, for the entire expansion that I liked in-game was Legions. I don't think I liked any others, if I'm completely honest. Unless they retcon the lore of the old god being buried beneath Zolomon. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. It's hard to say. They have retconned some things pretty heavily this couple of expansions. But also, like, developed other things, so it's hard to say. If Legion was a love letter, my favorite. Same! And I feel like it connected with old lore so well. And built upon things instead of just really retconning. I mean, even now they still refer to it because of how important it was to everything. Cool. Didn't realize I'd be knocking out so much with fishing. Darth Hampter, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome. Glad to have you here. To me, they've never matched the idea of artifact weapons. So cool. Agreed. Agreed. Azerite armor was alright. The conduits were lame. And after that, it just, I don't know. The artifact weapons and the lore surrounding them, it just hasn't been matched. I agree. Definitely agree. Beep, 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 beep. Doing my thing, doing all the fishing. I'm so glad we can use the interact button for fishing. This is so nice. I don't have to use my mouse, I can just face it and hit it. Beautiful. I'm knocking out archaeology as you fish. Wish they'd bring it back. They said they wanted to rework it at some point back in Dragonflight, but then later said that they just didn't have the time for it. Which I get, it's not super high priority, but I hope they bring it back too, because I really liked the lore part of it. Because every solve has some sort of nugget of lore attached to it about all of the Azerothian, you know, and more peoples. And I like that. I really think we could benefit from more of that. But I guess we are toward the end of stream. Interact button for the win, yes. So, I might as well call it there. It's a good place to stop. And silly little lore bits are my favorite, like the raptor that was cursed because it stumbled upon Piranha having a jungle bath. Yes, yes, the fossilized raptor. That makes me laugh so hard, honestly. The fact that she could curse something like that too, because that has interesting implications. Anyway, there's my schedule. You all very welcome. Thank you everyone for being here with me and hanging out and just shooting the breeze while I fish, because fishing is boring. But anyway, there's my schedule if you'd like to see when I'm live. I don't stream on weekends, which is including Fridays, because I have work. So, you all have a good evening, a good weekend, and I'll be back Monday for more shenanigans. You all have a good one. Love you all. Hugs and kisses. And good night. Bye-bye.